much in terms of getting mobile and active again. And now they'll be helping me and you at their new location near Old Town in Arvada. It's an expanded facility, so an even better version of the great care you've come to know from Regen Revolution. The combination of regenerative medicine and more traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals. Tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years.
Okay, I want to test.
You get to know him. 2640.
Okay, thank you.
That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322.
Is Mark in the studio or at home?
322-8779.
Need a new roof?
Home.
Soul
Home?
Roofing.
Good.
303-761-6400.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. Oh, come
I have not heard anything from Mark yet, so don't throw it to him or anything.
It's
Gotcha.
gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. We are on everywhere. We're online and we are on the air and we are streaming as well on iHeart Radio or iHeart Media app. And welcome. And if you are streaming video, you'll see a very handsome dude next to me, Bob Logan. He is with Plumline Services, one of the owners there. And he always looks like he stepped out of a GQ magazine. Do you ever hate people like that? I got Deputy D in the house. Kachina, who's at the studio. Anyone? I know Major Marc Mager. He'll be signing up soon from...
Yes, he will. And we also have Deputy Bo.
Deputy Bo. Welcome, Deputy Bo. Deputy Bo, a smart dude.
I'm awake.
You know what? I love our crew. What we do here is we have retired executives and business people and active people, accountants and lawyers and doctors and entrepreneurs to help people. And we help not just solve problems, but we give advice. And giving advice is important. It is. We love giving advice. And business people, as I said in the past, mainly fail not because of their lack of the trade, but they fail due to the lack of business acumen, business knowledge. And I'm going to do this. I know, why am I at 71 right now and a cancer survivor doing new things? Because I love it. You know, I started Wave 8 Wealth Management years ago before my sickness, but we have a well-oiled machine right now. And what I want to do, Bob Logan, you're a businessman, so I want to ask you your opinion. And I'm serious. And I don't care if I talk about it, someone else does it. I mean, I don't care. I wanted to start a company like a business services corp. Now what this is would be nothing but the business end of the business. I want to give you an example, Bob. There are many plumbers. And by the way, people, call with problems, questions, complaints. Call before they become big. Call anytime you have a question or you need advice. We have so many people to draw from. This is truly the only show of its kind. And I invented consumer advocacy in the media 50 years ago when I started. And I'm serious. I mean, Betty Furness was doing market basket reports, and I said, we can use media for more than that. Let's go after bad guys and do that kind of stuff. And I had the first advice column in the Catskill Daily Mail, then the Greene County News, and then I started doing it on broadcast. And truly, I mean, when it comes to consumer reporters, I'm one of the original in the country, longest running radio show on the air with the same host. And really, truly, I only say that to give you confidence that when you call us, we're going to be upfront, honest, and we're going to be straight with you. Now I want to ask Bob Logan. So anyway, we've known plumbers. I've known HVAC people, because you're in the business, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric drains. I've known electricians. I've known HVAC people. I know plumbers. Okay. I've known auto body shops. I've known so many wonderful people. They knew the trade. They were sharp. They could train others even. What they did not know is basic job accounting, bookkeeping, advertising, promotion, taxes, insurance. They didn't know it, so they tripped through it. They thought that was secondary and the trade was primary, and they ended up failing. And then they're not all crooked when they do this. They get into cash flow trouble. They go to the next job and somebody gives them a couple grand down and they say, I'm short 800 on this other job, and they borrow from that 2 grand, not intending to rip anyone off. But then what happens is a snowball effect, and they become a failure. Sometimes people get hurt. You know them, because I'll bet you, Bob, a lot of them come to work for you.
You're absolutely right, Tom.
I mean, as great technicians.
Time again. And it's not just in our industry, it's every industry. You're absolutely right. They grew up in a trade, or they grew up whatever it is that they've learned throughout their career, and they think I can do this better, and they go off and they start their business
and do it efficiently and really well.
Sure,
you've known people like that.
But to your point,
have you known
so many other aspects of
people?
Business that how to read a financial statement, how to run your fleet, how to run your inventory, basic accounting principles.
Like Bob, you couldn't change a faucet, a washer if you had to.
Well, I could, but you just wouldn't want to pay.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that's life.
Yes.
Is that people are great at the business and bad at the business, or great at the trade, bad at the business. I can think of so many. Now, let's go back to Excel Roofing, Jay Bretz. Jay Bretz runs one of the best, and now his son taking over for him, Henry. And Jay's still involved. But he was gifted in knowing business. He didn't know a lot about roofing, but he knew enough to assemble the right people and do the right thing. And they do such a good job. And he's one of the ones that I highlight who knows the business. I know I've watched you develop and grow and in the business, my God. In a similar business to you, we have George Donaldson, who has the Fix It Group. And then we have let's talk about, I know people who were starting to fail and they were so good. And I got them help. So let me go to Thomas. Callers get priority. And then I'm going to come back to, and I'm writing it down, folks, because a lot of people criticize me. Tom, you say you're going to talk about this. But so what we're going to talk about is my business services corp and what I envision it to be. And, I just believe it's a wonderful business. And there's another business I believe should be started. I have more ideas than I have energy, but I want people to pick up on the ideas. Thomas, hey man, what's going on in your life?
Hey,
Thomas, what's going on, man?
Yes, like I've said before, this is for 40 years I've been listening to you. You're a friend. Second time I called. Our problem is we rent for 9 years and have really made upgrades to the house because the landlord never wanted to do anything. So, the plumbing I did and everything else. But anyway, we upgraded the house real well. All of a sudden he wants to sell. And we're not sure what our rights are at this point.
Okay.
We have a good relationship with the management lady, but then again, the management lady has his interest and our interest.
Well, no, she doesn't have your interest at all. She shouldn't by law. She should have her landlord's interest.
Yes.
I have a couple of questions, Thomas.
Okay.
Have you kept track of upgrades over the years?
Well, not paper-wise, no, but yeah, like plumbing and stuff like that. I've just done it. I put in security lights.
Then let's go over this. Let's go over this, not just for you, but for everyone else who is renting that does stuff like this, because you're not the only one. I'm Tom Martino, and we're going to talk about this. I also like talking about waterpros.net. They're great people for water conditioning and water purification. They do it for such great prices and great value. Good people. Waterpros.net, a whole house system, $39.95, including getting rid of forever chemicals and plastics. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Is Mark up
You're
yet?
great at protecting your own personal
Not yet. His connection issues on his end.
authentication,
Okay.
strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also
I'm
have
thinking
it.
of
That's
getting
why
Starlink.
LifeLock
Do you think that
monitors
might be weaker or
millions of
stronger or
data
what?
points every single second
Anyway.
for identity threats.
Weaker than the hard line for sure.
Going to help solve the identity theft issues.
Especially if you're not moving.
Money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Okay, so we're talking about businesses that rise and fall. The solar business sees so many people get into it and get out. That's why I really have gravitated toward Red Rocks Roof and Solar. Red Rocks, they don't just sell contracts and then disappear. They do the installation and the service. They service systems, even the ones they didn't install. They're experts. They're a full service solar company and people you can trust. Do you know some commercial operations can get 100% paid for by the government if you qualify? Listen, a lot of these incentives are going away at the end of the year. Call redrocksrs.com, 303-704-2449, 303-704-2449. So, Dragon, if it's solid location, I'm just wondering I don't know how it would work. I wonder if anybody around the country does it.
I'm sure you can. I doubt there's a reason why you could not. But me personally, why would I trade something that's a hardwired connection for something that's wireless?
Yeah, because my CenturyLink here has been pretty damn dependable. I mean, we can probably count on two hands over the years how many times it's actually burbled or failed.
Right. If you were like Mark and you're in the bus, a couple of times a year, then sure, why not? If you were traveling the country and, going from grandkid to grandkid or something, then why the hell not? But yeah, if you're home all the time, you don't plan on moving your studio from one house to the other house, don't worry about it.
I'm asking my boyfriend if people are doing it, anybody around the country.
Maybe if it's cheaper.
Well, I'm not looking for that. In fact, I was thinking of getting it and doing the parallel. They call it a parallel feed, but what it does is it monitors and then switches over. Mark had me set up on that one time during COVID. It really was a good idea. It says the downloads and uploads can certainly do it, and there's very low latency. I don't know if 20 to 50 milliseconds is good or bad, but they say low. It says good enough for two-way audio via tools like Lucy Live and OBS. There are no data caps and available in areas where you can't have solid. That's what my boyfriend is saying.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you've got solid, I'd just stick with that.
Yeah. Do you know how much it is a month?
Not a clue.
It's like $50 a month, maybe as low as $35.
I might get one as a backup, Dragon.
Yeah, sure.
I might do that. Hey, I don't know if you know this or not. I got to ask him. So if I had both Wi-Fi and hardline hooked up, when the hardline goes down with the Wi-Fi, I ought to try that one time. I ought to unplug my wired connection and see if it automatically goes over to the wireless. I won't do it while we're on the air, but I'll do it maybe after the show.
Appreciate that. Yeah. There may be a 30-second delay or something for the machine to kick over and realize that hey, there's no more hardwire. I got to go over to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Stop.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories. It's going to be a hot one for your Monday. Temperatures today right back up into the mid-90s with a very small chance for storms, mainly in the foothills. I'm Fox 31, Senior Weather Team Meteorologist Kylie Burke.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of the man behind the gun that won the West, Samuel Colt. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Every year, millions of Americans use opioids to manage pain. And reliance on opioids has led to the worst drug crisis in American history.
Bob immediately wants to start looking for the leak.
What's that?
He has a little drip sound he was playing.
What leak?
The sound you just made. I know it's not coming from my house.
Therapist in your area.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Let's not forget Compass Insurance Group will do free insurance checkups to make sure you're not overinsured, underinsured, paying too much. They're going to take care of you. That's theinsurancehelpcenter.com, 303-996-9000. Everyone should have an independent broker look at your coverage, and they do a great job, 303-996-9000. So, Thomas, here's what the law says. By law, you have no rights for any compensation on anything when it comes to what you're talking about, unless you have something in writing. Now,
hold on, Tom. Tom, problem isn't the upgrades that I've done. I don't care about that.
Oh,
and I need to clarify that I'm not the renter. It's my girlfriend of 25 years who is the renter, and I'm just speaking on her behalf.
Okay.
But I'm very close to the situation.
No, I got it.
We don't live together. I live separately.
But okay, hold on, Thomas. That changed things. Things a lot, because this landlord benefited from what you did. Did the landlord give you permission to do it?
Oh no, I don't ask for permission. I ask for forgiveness.
Okay, so basically, give me the idea of the biggest upgrade or improvement you did.
Well, the whole thing. She made a very, very, very nice front yard garden out of it, and spent plenty of money on bricks and rocks and plants and stuff. But that's not the point. The point is we're going to have to leave.
Right.
But we have people who are intrusive, and they want to come in and show the house now.
Okay.
We haven't got a quit notice yet.
Okay.
But we want to kind of know what our rights are at this point as far as going through the process.
Okay. Yes, there is. Your girlfriend who is renting the place. And by the way, thanks for clarifying all of that. So you're not really looking for direct compensation or anything. You just want to say, look, she's been a great tenant over the years. Can't we do this in a really organized fashion that doesn't disrupt her life? I get it. So here's the thing. Okay. Now, she's allowed notice, and she has to give her approval, but she can't unreasonably withhold approval. So yes, they need to clear it with her to show the place. The answer is yes. She's entitled to quiet, peaceful enjoyment. Now, what many of them do, if it's going to be spontaneous, you give them hours where they can be spontaneous. So for example, you can say from noon to 4 every day, have access or whatever. It depends on what the landlord is asking. But it sounds to me like you're not going to have a problem communicating with the landlord because she's been an excellent tenant for 9 years.
Correct. And we're communicating with the property management lady who has turned her back on several things.
Now, tell me the biggest reason. Something prompted you to call. What was the biggest reason or reasons? Just tell me what it was.
Well, we don't know specifically. Like, we've got notice that they're going to sell, but we haven't got notice that it's time to quit.
Well, they don't have to give you notice of anything. They don't have to give you notice of anything until it's time to leave. Then they have to go through a proper eviction process or do a friendly, hello, will you move? It really, Thomas, when it does come time, because she's been in there 9 years, she will be entitled to certain notice and certain grace periods. We can tell you exactly what they are if you want to know. We can get Brad O'Brien on. Hey, Kachina, see if we can get Brad on. This is a really important thing to Greg and to Thomas, and I don't blame him. It's a very important thing. It's disruptive in his girlfriend's life. My other question is, but I'm going to get to that. I'm not going to get to that on this call, is you've been dating her for 9 years and you don't live
25.
together. Huh? 25. He's been dating her. He said 25? He said 25 years, Bob?
He didn't say it was a girlfriend. He just said they were a friend that was a girl.
Okay. Hey,
well, she's girlfriend, wife, but we don't live together.
No, I get what you're saying, bro.
25 years.
Thomas, can I ask you a question? Is it a single family home or an apartment?
No, it's a 3-bedroom home. Her son, a grown son, 30 years old, is going to be married here soon and moving out. But the property management is working with us because he's a day sleeper. So we have arranged for certain times, and that's okay with all of us.
Good, Thomas. Hold on. We're going to get an attorney on as far as the notice is required. Okay? That is a good question, and I don't memorize them all. I should, but I don't. Let me go to Greg now, who also wants to talk about renting. Greg, welcome to the Tom Martino Show, or the Troubleshooter Show, because Mark's there too. And tell me, what is on your mind today?
Hey, Tom Martino.
Hey.
Well, I just recently moved into a new place. I'm kind of between two joints right now. I'm leaving a 7-year relationship, so I wanted to get out ahead of time. So I have a month left over on my old place that I'm paying for, but I'm in a new location.
So you have a 1 month overlap.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is your question?
I've been here for less than 3 days, and the build on the property is not good in any way, shape, or form.
Now, what do you mean? You've been where? You've been in the new place for 3 days?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean? Now, tell me what you mean the bills are outrageous. What are we talking about?
Not finances and everything. The build on the property, like the insulation, the bones, and everything like that, they're not very good.
So you, in other words, after actually moving in, you are noticing some deficiencies.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the biggest? Now, this is where we get to, by the way, this is where we get to the warranty of habitability. So landlords are required in the state, and there has not been habitability standards for most of the 45 years I've been in Denver. But recently, laws have changed a lot. There are standards of habitability. And by the way, I just posted another QR code for a guide for people because so many people are not doing it the correct way. And this is not for you, Greg, but there is a way to force a landlord to do certain repairs. It just is. And so many tenants don't understand they have a ton of power to do this so long as it violates the habitability standards. And then they can literally use rent to take care of those deficiencies. But you must do it the right way. I have a step-by-step guide. If you look for the Real Tom Martino on Instagram, or you look at LinkedIn, or you look at Facebook, the referral list, you look around, you'll find it. Or you can email us, help@troubleshooter.com, and I will send you the step-by-step guide in a PDF sheet. So now, having said all of that, Greg, I want you to have time to tell me your problem, but I need to know this before we take a little time out. After 3 days in the new place, you're noticing some deficiencies. What are the most serious ones?
The biggest one is just noise. I moved into a place and I really cherish quietness. and
Where
heat.
is the noise coming
And
from?
Pretty much all over. I can hear people on the doors, down the hallway, above my room. There's somebody who's just walking pretty much all night.
When you say
and
above your
dropping
room, are
objects
you
and things
renting
like
an
that.
apartment or a room?
Yes, sir. No, I'm renting an apartment,
Okay.
and unfortunately, I'm on the second floor. But I was hoping the build would be.
No, I get what you're saying. So you're saying it's actually a problem. I got to look into that. If noise can rise to the level of being a deficiency. What else? One problem is noise. What are some other problems?
The other issue that I'm running into is I work a seasonal job, and I recently found out that pretty much 4 months of my work is not going to be happening. So I'm kind of in a financial pinch.
Well, you
as
understand
well.
that has nothing to do with the landlord, obviously, right?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much has to do with me. The caveat there is I've discussed this issue with the landlord, and their option for me is to essentially stay on location until they find another tenant to move in.
Okay, well, it sounds like they're
by the
working
time
with you.
that's up-
Hold on a second. I have Brad O'Brien on. Let me take him up real quick because I don't want him to wait during the break. Brad O'Brien, Greg's girlfriend's been, Thomas's girlfriend has been in an apartment for 9 years. What notice is she required? Let's get right to the meat. What is the landlord required to give her in notice?
Well, there's a 90-day notice of non-renewal of the lease if the landlord has one of the good reasons for not renewing.
Okay, 90 days notice that they won't be renewing, and one of the reasons he won't be renewing is he's selling it, so that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what else?
That should be it as far as terminating the lease.
Now, so all they have to do is give a 90-day notice, and that's it.
Well, no, the landlord has to give a minimum 90 days notice to the tenant.
Right.
If the landlord is not going to renew. Now, if the tenant wants to not renew or terminate somehow, they have to give a notice, but those notice provisions, the timing will be in the lease document.
Okay.
Or should be.
This 90 days notice, are there any other things? Let me ask Thomas. Thomas, is that good enough for you to know that, or did you have a specific question?
I have a couple. First of all, Brad, I'm in California. Second of all,
wait a minute. Is the rental in California?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, Brad is talking about Colorado. I'm sorry. This is not going to work. No. And so keep going, though. I do want to hear the rest of it because I will find an expert for you. But Brad, do you know anything about California?
No, and I'm not licensed there either.
Okay, you're not licensed? All right. So what is your question about? What other questions were you going to ask? And we will find out, okay?
She was on a lease, a yearly lease, but it years ago went to month.
Okay.
Was never renewed.
Okay.
So our question is first of all, if she finds another place, does she have to give 30-day notice? Second is, once they have sold the place and said it's sold, how long do we have before we have to move out?
Okay, these are all specific to California. You hold on. We'll come right back to you. I'm Tom Martino.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplan today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
From the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
Yeah, we still have a closure in the foothills on 285 heading northbound at Colorado Highway 8, all due to a fatal accident that occurred early this morning. They've been rerouting traffic up through Morrison. Now, I-25 has been running a little sluggish coming in and out of downtown. Pena's heavy out of the airport from Tower back to I-70. And E-470, the toll highway, coming north, heading up to I-76. Right lane is blocked in there with road work that does tend to back up periodically. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on an upcoming episode. That's the Taking a Walk podcast with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I started Wave 8 Wealth Management for one reason. The industry isn't what people think. Financial advisors probably, and I'd say 98% of the time, do not invest your money. They just place it with a bigger advisor, and they don't really know you. And I'm telling you that Wave 8 Wealth Management makes one pledge to you: personalized, direct, and interactive communication. And we will be on the phone with you. We will be on email with you. And each one is assigned an advisor. And it's not just one advisor, but advisor can have a few clients. But we, as the management team and me, will be right in direct control. And you will love that direct interaction. I pledge that to you. My money is in this company 100%, right alongside yours. 303-771-HELP. 303-771-HELP. That's 771-4357 or wave8capital.com. Hey, do you know what happens when people get into an accident? They want information. Obviously, if there's an injury involved, they need help. Of course, all of that. I'm talking about information on who is responsible. What do they do now, especially if they can't work or they have other devastating situations? John Fuller will talk to you free of charge up front before you hire anyone. That means you can call John Fuller's law firm and say, I want to talk to John. They'll get the call to him, or he may even answer himself. Here's the point. No other attorneys do that. They want you to sign up first, then talk. With John, you can talk free of charge. When you sign up, still no out of pocket. It's on a percentage fee basis. And he pledges to you to give you his cell phone number after you become a client that you can text or call at any time. This is direct communication that you want. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. So, when did you get that waiver? That's cool.
I just received it last week. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, just let me know what you need from me or what I need to do.
Hi, Bonnie. It's Bo.
Right now, I just got to get that damn thing up.
Call,
get that carburetor. The guy's coming a week from Saturday because of
She
everyone's delayed because of Oshkosh. A lot of these people go to Oshkosh and show their wares. Or
you will need her to write you a letter.
But this guy I have coming is a great expert on the Rotax engine. You know, the guy going in at business was.
Their cutting-edge cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma treatment unlock your body's natural healing power. I know it works because QC Kinetics saved my neck. Pain gone, full mobility restored. And it's long-term. I've had full mobility for more than a year now, so this is your ticket to a pain-free life. Don't waste another day in pain. Call QC Kinetics now at 303-900-8986 for your free second opinion and discover how this breakthrough treatment can transform your life. Schedule today in either Aurora, Superior, Highland Grant, or Colorado Springs with just one phone call. 303-900-8986.
Mark should be up on 4.
All right, he can start talking then.
Oh.
No, I think that's the upholstery guy.
Did I sleep? Did I pass out?
What?
Probably passed out.
The house was built 42 years ago, and the paint was flicking off. And I just saw the commercials on TV for Rhino Shield. It says guaranteed for like 25 years. I thought, well, let me just give them a call.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado, and it's Class 1 fire rated.
We did the Rhino Shield under the roof line, and I had several French doors, without the windows, so they did the Rhino Shield and the garage door.
Right now, Colorado, you too can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
I would highly recommend Rhino Shield is a very good company. Oh, your neighbors, they were all impressed with it. And I said, well, Rhino Shield, I've got their phone number.
Here's owner Jim Williams. This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or Rhino Shield.
Oh, who's on my ass?
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text SCHOOL to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text SCHOOL to 323232 right now. Text SCHOOL to 323232.
Oh my God.
Earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion. Text SCHOOL to 323232. Text SCHOOL to 323232 now.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing 303-761-6400.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So the other guy hung up that basically he was complaining about noise. Very little you can do about noise unless it's an actual defect, or unless it's generated by the landlord. And it has to be an unreasonable noise and hours. So there's really not much he can do when it comes to noise. Other problems, the guy's having financial problems. Now, he hung up because he said he discussed it with the landlord. It sounds like they're trying to work with you, but you have no special rights when personal circumstances change. There isn't a law in the world, I think, that adjusts for personal circumstances except one. What is it? It has to do with what kind of contracts would you think would adjust due to personal circumstances. Come on, Dimitri, give me a guess, damn it. You're always chiming in. What would your guess be? The one contract that would be dependent upon personal circumstances like health.
What's the context? I totally missed that.
When a business, or at least in Colorado, and in many states, have to make accommodations to adjust contracts or cancel them.
Oh, well, I think that when circumstances change as to make in such a way that they make performance impossible, then the contracts can.
That would be a breach, but not necessarily an adjustment. Health clubs, if you can show a doctor's note and all that, you can get out a health club contract.
Oh, I had no idea.
In Colorado, but there are so many people. I know you've noticed this. They call me. D, you've heard it, and Deputy Bo, I know you've heard it. And they tell me about, and I'm not making fun of them. God love them, as my mom would say, and as I would say. They tell me about their disability,
I get
or
that.
their special health circumstance, or their daughter or son's circumstance. And going through that myself, I understand that, because there are times you want to say, hey, bro, cut me some slack. I'm on chemo. No, I'm serious. There are times you want people to be empathetic and adjust things, and they don't have to. They just don't have to. I mean, whatever you are, when you sign a contract, that's all that matters. And I don't know. It's
so let's get back to that. The first question you asked me, which was, how can a contract be changed or voided as a result of?
I don't think it could be voided, but go ahead. You were saying if it's impossible for someone to perform. Go ahead.
Let's say if I rent an apartment on the 5th floor of a building without an elevator, and I break my leg, does it follow then that I can get out of that lease?
That becomes an Americans with Disabilities Act situation, but.
Which is totally different from
if there was not an ADA, no, you can't get out of it because you broke a leg and can't make it to the apartment. And no, I mean, the simple answer is no. I mean, there are no give people a break clauses. I mean, I imagine there are voluntarily give people a break clause. I mean, I don't know, Bob, what's your thought on this matter when it comes to contracts? I'm sure you guys had situations where somebody scheduled an installation and lost their job.
We have. And you know what? Every situation is going to be a little bit different. And every business is going to be a little bit different. For us, it's pretty simple. You know, I'm in a relational business. I'm not in a transactional business. So I want to win that client for life. And so if they say, hey, something came up, I know I signed this contract for the furnace and I just can't afford it, I'm not going to hold them to it. Because I want to win their business for life, yeah, you know, and I want to win their friends and family for life. But I can see where certain businesses, you know, you talk about the health club, that'd be another easy one. If somebody wants to get out of their contract, just let them out of their contract. What's the big deal? But for somebody who's reliant on that income, like a landlord or a situation like that, where, hey, this is going to have a bad long-term effect on me as well. I can see where they would. You know, they would
I want you to do me a favor, Dimitri. I would love, because I don't know this for a fact. Okay. So when I guess when I say there are none, I always say stuff like that. And usually Marc Mager, he's the one that finds an exception all the time. I swear to God, I can't tell you how many times I've made a declaratory remark and then Marc Mager, he's on, right? Mark, you come up with an exception every time. But so I'm going to ask Mark, I'll ask Dimitri, I'd love to find contracts, if we can find them, where a personal circumstance can alter or cancel it without repute, without a consequence. It would be nice. It really would be. Like you said, Dimitri, if someone absolutely, positively, to no fault of their own, cannot fulfill a contract, could it be grounds to void the contract? And I don't think there is.
I think there is. I've done some. Now I'm going to research this again,
before you talk. Let me go on to this caller, and then. But you think there are times, in a short answer, there are times when personal circumstances could literally void a contract.
Yeah, it's called an affirmative defense to a breach of contract claim, and it's called inability to perform or impossibility.
Look into that.
I'll
more.
look that up right
because
now.
That would be a godsend. I mean, really, really, really. So look that up specifically, and let's not pontificate on it. Now, there would be two ways to look it up: statutory law or common law. Common law are decisions made by courts in the past that have been adopted over and over again. All right, now back to Thomas. I looked up California law. They have to give you, in California, they have to give you 60 days notice if your tenancy has been, let me find it, more than a certain amount of time. So in your case,
yes.
Yeah. So they have to give you 60 days notice. And that's about it. Now,
also something there said that if I'm in this 60 days, I don't have to pay the last month's rent.
Nope, not true at all.
Okay.
Not true at all. The clock starts on the day the notice is served, but it must be aligned with the rental period. Oh, wait a minute. No. Wait. In California, it does not have to be aligned. In Colorado, it does. So they can give you 60 days from any date, and that 60 days notice starts counting. By the way, it has to be written notice as well. As far as paying rent, you pay rent as usual, and you're not allowed to apply your security deposit unless the landlord lets you. All terms and conditions for the lease are enforced until the 60th day. Where did you hear you didn't have to pay rent?
No, I didn't hear it. I was looking over the internet on California renters law and stuff, and where you got the 60 days is also where I got the 60 days, and also it said the last month you don't have to pay. But
oh no, I think what they mean is, hold on, this is what they mean. They mean if it's not aligned with the rental period, you do not have to pay. You pay the prorated amount.
Okay.
You don't have to pay. Well, what they're saying is, let's say the notice comes on the 10th of the month, and that means that the notice period would end on the 9th of a month. So for that period of time, for that month, you only pay for 9 days. You don't pay the full rent.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what they mean. All right. I hope that helps you. I got to move on. 303-713-8255.
Thomas.
Let's Debbie has an issue with a plumber, and we'll talk to her coming right up. drag me. I try to.
Now,
to stay on
impact traffic.
time.
This report by Our American Stories.
It's your show. Your name's in the show. What do I care?
Hills on 285 heading northbound at Colorado Highway 8, all due to a fatal accident that occurred.
Mark is here, by the way. He tried to stop you a few times.
Morrison. Now, I-25's been running a little sluggish coming in and out of downtown. Pena's heavy out of the airport from Tower back to I-70, and E-470, the toll highway, coming north, heading up to I-76. Right lane is blocked in there with road work that does tend to back up periodically. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of the legendary General George Custer and explain what really happened at Little Bighorn. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Have you thought about being a landlord? Well, you don't want to be a landlord in California or Colorado or certain states because they're not good places. So where are good places? Vestera Turnkey has this proprietary research that they do in areas around the country to find the best places to be a landlord. They counsel you on what to buy, and when to sell. And in between, how to manage with a management company they provide. They basically make it turnkey for you to be a landlord and make all of the equity that you can make in 1 to 3 years or more. It's up to you. They have many success stories where the returns are 30, 40, 60% a year, depending on the market. Give them a call. Find out more. We had a great seminar on Saturday, but you can get personal details at 303-888-3788. And it's mybiggestrureturn.com. All right.
All right.
Okay, good. Brandon Siglian just on you here, Dimitri. There was a quick note here that in Colorado, if a tenant's, I'll talk about it on the air. You were right about, by the way, access. I don't know if you knew that or just was taking a guess at it, but it was or using common sense, because you're absolutely right on that, on the disability part.
I hope Mark heard how right I am again.
Dude, I knew
Good
that
job.
before you did.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark, I didn't hear you chime in.
And by the way, there's tons of examples. One would be to get out of a lease in any circumstance. Domestic violence, they have to let you out. Period. End of story.
Yeah, if for real.
Stalking,
Yeah.
have to let you out.
Yeah. Or like a restraining order, and that would have to do probably with violence.
What about mental capacity? You lose your mind.
Mark would have been homeless his whole life.
Good one, Tom.
I don't remember saying, though, I said with the disability, it's up to the Disabilities Act, but it's probably not. Brandon Siglian, I wish this guy would call in. He was listening and texted us.
Yeah, but if you fall under that, if you're in that 5th-story apartment,
yeah,
and all of a sudden you're handicapped for whatever reason,
yeah,
then yes, they have to do something.
But
that's what he was saying. That's what he says. Yes, it says yes. In Colorado, if your disability prevents you from accessing your apartment, you can request to terminate the lease as a reasonable accommodation under. So it is the ADA and the Fair Housing Act, but
it's nothing to do with Colorado.
Right, it's federal.
And the same would go for a workplace, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I imagine. So it's a reasonable accommodation. So if they can accommodate you, then you don't get out.
If they buy you a crane or something. Build you an elevator.
A stair climber.
This is good to know. This is good to know.
But doesn't it have to be a permanent
Build you
disability?
one of those trains like in California that'll never run anytime
a
ever.
good question, Bo.
Yeah, it can't be temporary. Like if you broke your leg, they're not
And let's see. I'm going to ask my boyfriend.
No, because that wouldn't be ADA.
Nope, the disability, Mark's right, does not have to be permanent.
Hey, say that louder for
Dimitri? No, Dimitri
Dimitri
doesn't dispute that. For my YouTube morons.
I do.
Where are my YouTube morons, damn it?
I got a Zoom at noon, by the way.
Okay. So tomorrow I'll be at the mothership.
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Dragon. I'm leaving.
Shouldn't have given a warning, Tom.
I know. I shouldn't have
Thanks
given.
for thank you, Tom.
The second time this year.
All right, I got an update on.
Okay, when was the first time?
On the what you asked me to research on the impossible.
May
perform a
something.
contract.
March something.
We'll do that. I'll fill that in when I don't have the call.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no rush. I'm gonna keep it open.
Hey, Tom, you also have the other thing.
Yeah, that other thing. Don't forget about that.
Better get in here and take care of the other thing.
Hello?
Yes, what?
The ring?
Yeah, I didn't forget. I said, but it has to be in between, and I will do it. I will absolutely do it.
Okay.
Yep, on my agenda here.
We're counting on you.
And by the way, keep in mind, Kelly, we are streaming, so no discussion about it, okay?
I didn't say anything.
You know what I like?
Pizza.
That's not me. I've totally...
Pizza's here.
Ad counsel.
I'm Tom Martino with Plumline, by the way, in the house. And I haven't forgotten a couple things. Business Services Corp, I'm going to talk about of what my dream is for business people. And I hope somebody starts this business. Debbie has an issue with a plumber. It's apropos. We have Plumline Services with us, and they do plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And what's going on with you, Debbie?
Well, I wish I would have called you before I went with this company.
Well, tell me what happened, Debbie.
They came out and fixed 2 little pipes in my dad's house.
And who
they
came out, by the way? Who are they?
AAA Service Heating and Electric.
AAA Service. Okay, they fixed 2 leaks. Is that right?
Right, correct.
Okay, and what happened?
They were there from anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. It was maybe an hour, but it wasn't over 2. But they charged me $4,600.
Now, that sounds crazy, but I need to ask a couple questions. Did they present you, most of these places, or everyone that I represent, will give prices up front and get an absolute approval before they begin work. So they did that?
They did.
All right.
But
that still seems outrageous. Now, I want to make clear, this is not Plumline, but I will ask Plumline their opinion. We got to talk about this. You hang on. To me, it does sound outrageous. I'm going to say that right up front. To me, it sounds outrageous. We'll talk about that and more coming up, including contracts and how to get out of them, and if you can't perform. And what about unconscionability, like something like this? All of that coming up.
Choosing.
I'm going to turn our mics off. taste for Mexican food for some reason. I mean, just spicy, man, and I never liked it before. But man, oh my God, chili rellenos and cheese enchiladas and all that shit, I absolutely love. So if I wanted to order something, do you want something for lunch? Because I'm gonna order from Little Anita's. Anything? Okay. Would you? I will. Okay, good. If you let me buy this time. You bought last time. I don't care about that. I know. In fact, for everything you do for us, man, what are you kidding?
Had been abducted by someone in a white van. Captain Robert McConnell says when investigators began finding inconsistencies in that story, they began searching around Ticonderoga.
Oh, Anita's. Let me see.
New York State Police Forest Rangers located Melina deceased in the shallow portion of a pond.
Bertolin was supposed to have returned his daughter to her mother's custody on Sunday. Sherry Preston, ABC News. A court hearing today in Boston in the case between Harvard University.
Do you know, if I didn't have computers, I don't know, I can't even say how much it has increased productivity in my life. Oh my God. But just like folders for all my stuff, I love computers because they think a lot like me and they organize I mean, I'm all about organization to a point where I'm almost, I think probably a little mental illness there. Truly, I just fucking love it. I love computers. And I was thinking about that the other night. I couldn't do half the shit I do. Do you love computers and all?
Phones, computers, made us stay too connected.
Little Anita's is one of the best. Oh my God, do I love Little Anita's.
Fuel injector issue that may crack or leak, which increases the risk of a fire.
Little Anita's.
One of Europe's major budget airlines, Ryanair, is considering giving staff new bonuses. Passengers who try to bring
Not New Mexico. I don't know why they call it new. They're like this.
So South Carolina over? Is it cool?
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please.
So fun.
So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
Bob Logan.
And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all. You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely. Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and
Bob's
experience.
got his jacket
An
off.
ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know. Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Have you ever left the mic on by mistake on your texting where it copied down everything you said? Oh my God. I did it. And luckily, I was saying, I'm serious, nice things about the
Ow.
person.
I bet there's cuss words.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there are a lot of cuss words, like you cussed at me last week.
Yeah, I cuss at you all the time.
Yeah, and I deserve
You're a
it.
pain in the ass.
I was nice to the cat on Friday.
You are, and you're a smart man, though. You really are.
Till Princess bit me.
Jeez, I'm glad you weren't talking to the cat.
Your clock's off.
I know. I got what mine is. You mean behind me, right?
Yep.
I know it's just a little off because it's not satellite set. It's one I have to set, so I have to sit there and wait for 3, 2, whatever.
Cheap Chinese clock.
Yep. It actually has a recall on it.
I better send it back.
Some kind of unsafe fire hazard or something. No, it wasn't. It was something else. Some part that comes off that kids can swallow.
I don't think I've ever seen Bob without a jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, his jacket's behind him, and he has a collared shirt. He looks really good, man. I'm telling you, he's
I
handsome.
wish he'd
dude.
wear a tie occasionally.
Oh, he wears a tie most of the time.
Yeah, Bob does look semi-nude.
He's a good man.
Is he wearing those Converse still, the high tops?
That's me.
Chucks.
Yep. 7th grade. Chuck Taylor's.
I have my Air Jordans. whatever they call it.
Chuck Taylor's these days are expensive.
I saw Logan on TV last night.
You did?
Well,
I told my
mugshot.
Yeah, I told my kids, look, I know that person.
Were you watching Cops?
Cops, yeah.
The 28th. Let me see what day that. The 28th. Let me see what. Let me see something here. The 28th.
Hey, Mark, is Sue's with you?
Nah, she's getting her hair done.
Oh, that. Well, we won't be able to contact her for the rest of the day.
Oh, she's getting her hair done. Well, yeah, that can take hours. No, it can. It really.
Okay,
Stephanie takes like 4 or 5 hours. I don't even know what they do. So we have this little joke between Stephanie and I. So if something happens to her, like she got a spider bite and her hand swelled up a little, and she's complaining about it, and I say, Steph, I'm really sorry you have to go through that. And she knows what I mean. She says, why don't you? And yeah, it is. And she laughs, and then we start laughing about it. And she goes, now I can't complain about anything. That's just not fair.
Is that in lieu of laughing?
Nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your consumer advocate for 45 years in Denver and on the radio. And here with Marc Mager, and also the team. And we're always ready to help you to solve problems, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. Let's get right to the phones. Plumbline Services, my guest today, Bob Logan with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. They're the people I have in my house a lot, and well, not a lot, but anyway, they came the other day, and I had an air conditioning problem, and I was braced for people telling me I need a new unit, and they diagnosed it with a motor, and for a fraction of the cost of this damn air conditioner system, I got it fixed, and it's never worked better. The guy gave me all my choices up front, and he did say, look, it's up to you now. You got a 15-year unit. You can get a new one if you want, or you can just fix this one, but here's what's available. And then he said, also, I noticed this in a condensation line and this, little things we can take care of. They get your approval on everything. And speaking of that, Debbie calls and says, well, I had a plumber out to my house. Now, it wasn't Plumbline, and they fixed 2 leaks. And this, Mark, did you hear the price she said? Did you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Listen to this. 2 leaks. 2 leaks at her dad's house. Now, I never comment on price because things are more expensive than I expect them to be sometimes. This was $4,600. Now, Debbie, I have no idea what they had to do to access this. These leaks could have been deep in the bowels of the house. I have no idea. Where were the leaks?
No, they weren't.
Where were the
in
leaks?
The laundry room and outside. He needed a new spigot to put his hose on.
So I need to know what they did. They installed a new outdoor, what do you call those? Do you call them spigots? I don't know. What do you call them, Bob? The technical name is a hose bib. Hose bib. Installed a new hose bib. And what else did they do? In addition to that, you said something else inside the laundry room. What did they do?
Inside the laundry room, on the wall there, was above his sink. They replaced the pipe that hooks up to his wash machine.
Did they Did they have to go through any walls or anything?
No.
So
no.
Was it the water valve that goes to their washing machine?
It was just the pipe. It's got two pipes coming down, and there's like little turnoffs, like a little wheel. where you
To the
turn
washer.
off
I
and
know,
turn
to the
on.
washer, hot and cold water. So one of
Right.
the pipes had to be replaced. One of the like in a section
Correct.
of that pipe was leaking.
Right, just this section. Correct.
That is outrageous. Why did he agree to $4,600?
And okay, so they told us that it would be $2,200 to fix the whole thing. So we said fine. So I signed everything and all that. Then after he was done, he says, "Oh, I found another leak downstairs, so that's going to be more."
Wait a minute.
then
Hold
he
on.
went and
Hold
showed me that
on.
one,
Was
and he-
that before or after he
Okay.
fixed? Wait a minute. When he said it's going to be $2,200, okay? And then
Right.
they said we found another leak. Did they already fix that other leak
Right.
when they told you that?
No, because they told me that they'll fix that one, but it's going to be another $2,300.
Okay, yeah, that's what I need to know. What did they find on the third job?
I don't.
You
they just did
said
the first one, the second one.
the third
Well,
one.
after
They
they
said,
fixed-
"Hey, it's no longer going to be 22. There will be another. There will be another 2,300 to
23.
fix." What was the 2,300 for?
22. The 22 was for the outdoor hose thing for 22, and the other one, the one in the laundry room, the small little pipe. It was probably maybe 3 or 4 inches long. They replaced. and they
Okay,
put a
so
little
I
tiny
get
little
it. So
shut-off valve.
it was for those two jobs.
And that one was 23.
Okay, I
Right.
get it. I get it now. So, Bob, I'm going to ask you,
And then when they-
I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but what do you think it would cost to replace a 4-inch section of pipe going to the washer if they didn't have to go through any walls?
That's when she first called.
And I know I know you don't like talking about other people's work and time and all that. I know that. I'm not asking you for your opinion on them. I'm asking you what if I asked Plumline and they had to replace something like that, what a section of pipe.
Well, all I can say, all of our technicians work out of an upfront price book, so all the prices are fixed, so they don't make up their own pricing.
Right.
It would to do a hose bib and what she's explaining, it'd be a fraction of the cost.
Okay.
Which kind of surprised me, and I don't know the owners of AAA.
Yeah,
like
and I
used
don't.
to,
Yeah,
but they used to be fairly competitive. Not the cheapest company in town.
But for a hose bib for $2,300,
that sounds quite.
I can't even imagine
Again,
that.
I'm guessing there's got to be more to the story because they shouldn't.
No.
Now, what have you talked to the? Have you?
Yeah,
called
have you called them? Have you called them?
I should, because you know what? When he was all finished with the job, he says, "Oh, I got to check your water pressure." And he went outside and he came back and he says, "Your water pressure is too high, so that valve needs to replace." So now we can't guarantee our work unless we change that, and that's $1,200.
Did you have them do that?
And
hold on, did you?
I told them.
Go ahead.
He says you don't have to do it today. You can schedule an appointment. He just called me before I called you, and he says, "I'm out there to do the work. Are you here?" And I didn't even schedule the appointment.
Now, the $1,200 for that whole valve may not be outrageous. I don't know. It doesn't sound outrageous to me.
No, because he says he has to go through a wall there.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
I just
outrageous
thought
to
the
me. But
pipes were outrageous.
but are you? But to me, I'm just looking. I don't comment on price, but I'm going to comment on this: a new hose bib and a section of pipe going to the washer. We're not talking about going through drywall or anything. In fact,
no, nothing.
I not long ago had a washer valve installed, and It was a valve. No, it was both the hot and water. You know how they rust sometimes going to the washer and dry, going to the washer. You know how you have the two spigots,
right?
And this was a while ago, and for some reason Plumbline wasn't available. And there are some other companies I like too. So I remember, and it wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't near. I mean, my God in heaven. I mean, to do those too. In fact, I can't imagine how a section of pipe going to the washer, they did not have to go through the wall. They didn't break through any drywall or anything to do that in the laundry room.
No.
How long of a section of pipe did they do? 2 inches, 3 inches, or what?
Probably 2 inches down, and then he did 2 inches over.
Okay.
So,
and was there a little elbow in there too?
Hooked up, and yeah.
Okay.
And then he put a tiny little valve thing on there where you can turn it to shut it off and turn it to shut it back
that's
on.
a little more than a
So it's
leak,
not gonna
okay?
have-
Listen, I'm not telling you. You're really not telling me the whole story. And again, so I'm not telling you it was worth $2,300, but they put in a valve. That's a whole different thing than just replaced a section of pipe. They put in a valve.
I had
that valve
Logan
would turn
out.
it off.
Hold on, Mark, go ahead.
Well, I had Plumbline out, and it wasn't that long ago, and they did an entire pressure regulator because every time we turn on a certain shower, we'd get that hammering, and his guy had to fit into our wall, which was crazy enough. Luckily, he was a little skinny guy, and he had to cut it out, put in a new regulator, and re-weld 2 pipes, and that was like $500 or $600 total. So I think this is outrageous.
I do too.
It does seem outrageous, but again, if there's more to the story, and there's the thing about AAA is, from my understanding, they operate like us, where they get approval of everything on the front side before any work is done. So you do have an option of shopping around.
Yeah, it is a little unfair that you approve the price and now are complaining about it. Debbie, I do believe, in my opinion, the prices were outrageous, in my opinion. But they did.
Bo, what do you think?
I would like Debbie to email me a copy of the invoice. Let me go through it, and I'll make a call. I know.
No, it won't say anything, Bo. It won't say anything but the amount.
Well, let's just do it, though. Let's do it. Do it. I want the invoice to Bo, and I want Bo.
It's going to do nothing but frustrate him, but it's fine. We'll go through it. But you know what it's going to say.
Yeah. But what I'd like also, Mark, I'd like Bo to talk to him.
Yeah, none of these people do time and material anymore. Nobody.
It's flat rate pricing, Mark. But
I understand that.
But it just seems like there's something more to the story.
Yeah, but Mark, wouldn't you like him to call over there and just ask their opinion on this?
I would like him to call over there and go, why did you charge this lady $6,000 for this? Yes, I would.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're going to do. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations, the most beautiful walk-in shower conversions. They take out the shub, the shower and the tub combo, get rid of that crap, put in a beautiful shower with no maintenance, and especially those porcelain walls if you want them. Beautiful sheet porcelain. Oh my God, how rich it looks. All they do in 2 or 3 days, and you can have like up to a year or more to pay with no interest. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
You don't want to miss Brewfest 2025 at Rock and Roll Brewery.
Saturday, August 2nd. Advance tickets at rockandroll.beer.
Hurry before it's sold out.
Only 75 tickets will be sold. Get a VIP all-access pass.
Includes Famous Dave's barbecue dinner, event t-shirt, and more. You could win a new Fender Stratocaster guitar. Don't miss Brewfest 2025 at Rock and Roll Brewery. Saturday, August 2nd. Get your tickets at rockandroll.beer. Hurry before it's sold out.
When I set out to be a financial advisor and assembled some experts with Wave 8 Wealth Management, I did it selfishly for myself. And after years of success, I opened it to the public. And I am telling you that we are one of the only ones that do direct, interactive, and complete investing for you. We do not place your portfolio with anyone else. We have investments tailored to you, and my money is alongside yours 100% in this company. You have my pledge to take care of the portfolios if you were babysitting it yourself. 303-771-HELP, 771-HELP. That's 303-771-4357. Let's talk about John Fuller. I've known John for many years now, many years. What I love about him is he talks to his clients up front with no obligation. In fact, they're not his clients yet. So if you call, you can talk to him. Not many attorneys, I don't know of any that do that. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do anything except call and say, I want to talk to John Fuller and I have questions about my accident, and ask about your injuries and about responsibility and about collection, about everything, insurance coverage, all free of charge, no obligation. If you hire him, it's on a contingency fee, percentage fee basis. Call him now, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. Gravina's, as Mark says better than me, has the greatest, I don't even know how he does, has the greatest windows. And the only one who says it better is Larry, who started this business after working with his dad. He started on 950 West Evans, where you'll find the Gravina's that I know and love. And it's Gravinas, 50 lines of windows, 50. They'll find the one right for you. They also have siding, and they have doors. They are the experts for the exterior of your home. That's Gravinas, 303-GRAVINA. What a great number, 303-GRAVINA, or gravinas.com.
I love guacamole.
So my service manager said we would charge under $1,000 for that.
For both? Okay, we got to talk about that. So
unless there's some unusual circumstances,
I'm going to turn off these.
One of these days he's gonna come in here and shoot you. You know that, right?
Wait.
Hey, Dragon.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Rhino. What's up, Chief? Why the magenta alert?
These six, I'm deeply concerned about the conference this afternoon. We have reason to believe that. Then shouldn't we? You want me to leave the room? That won't be necessary, Hotchkiss. We can talk under the cover of silence. Cone of silence. We can talk under the cover of. We can talk under the cover of silence. Cone of silence.
Well, this is a magenta alert, isn't it?
The cone of silence.
All right.
I am deeply concerned about the conference room.
We'll see if it fucked up.
What? I'm concerned about the conference room.
How's that?
He's concerned about the conference room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want it thoroughly
said sour
inspected
cream.
for hidden devices, microphones, bombs.
Did you pay for it?
Check.
Nope. I'm not seeing shit.
So
I'm just gonna push
that
it.
was okay. Well, I'll let you talk. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
So Bob actually got the pricing from his company. Wait till you hear it.
How much?
Wait till you hear
Let me
it.
guess.
What do you think?
$1,200.
That's pretty close. Yeah, between so the hose bid would be between $680 to $790, depending on the brand, and then about $500 for the copper repair.
Forgot about Chipotle.
Yep.
And that surprised me because, like I said, AAA has always been like pretty competitive with our pricing.
There might be something we're not hearing about.
There's
He's not
something
telling
more
the whole
to this
story.
Well, she said he was only there for an hour or two. So there couldn't have been
Weird.
a whole lot of diagnosing
The
or
whole
other things
story's
going
weird.
on. But again, she wasn't there. So he could have been there a lot longer.
My God. Look, I know things are more expensive than I think and a lot of people think because, you know, it is. But that's life. That's today's business. If you want to be in business and do it the right way, you got to pay the price. And I sorely learned that when I did my new company, the Wealth Management. There are so many things people don't see, compliance, bullshit, and the same in your business. And so many things you have to do behind the scenes just to be legal.
Yep.
America.org or call us at 800-459-4843.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. You know, listen, we just want to be totally transparent here. So I kind of made Bob say, I said, not made him, I mean, he was willing. I said, Bob, I want to know the actual book price from Plumline on these jobs before we start talking. Now, again, I never usually talk price here, but $4,600 to put in a hose bib outside, if that's all they did, and a shutoff valve for the washer and a little bit of pipe, to charge $4,600, what should it cost? Well, I don't know. So I asked Bob, what are your book prices? Bob, what are the book prices at Plumline? Again, you're not throwing stones at anyone. I asked you to give me Plumline's book price.
No, assuming no extenuating circumstances, we would charge between $680 to $790 for the hose bib, for the outside faucet, and about $500 for the copper repair.
So, so how much together? About $1,200 now.
$1,300.
$1,300. So I want to know, what are extenuating circumstances?
Well, again, if you got to drain down the entire house, start cutting through drywall, which it didn't sound like that was the case here. Hard access. There's a few. I have a hard time trying to come up with why it would be over $4,000. What?
Yeah.
But and she said he was only there for an hour or two. So.
But companies, now to be fair though, companies don't do time and material.
They don't, and we feel time and materials is an old way of doing business. For example,
because some people might be terribly slow,
skills, right?
Yeah, somebody might be slow or fast.
It might take me 4 to 5 hours to put a water heater in.
Yeah,
where a good licensed master journeyman plumber might be able to do it in 2.5 or half the time.
Right.
So if we're charging time and materials, I'm going to charge you more money
for somebody less experienced,
qualified. Right, exactly.
So that's why you do time. That's why you do book pricing.
Right. So we take into consideration the labor involved, the parts involved, the warranties. Everything is taken into consideration. The average time of what it takes for a licensed technician, a master or a journeyman technician, and we put that time in there, and that's how we come up with a flat rate price. So it doesn't matter what part of town you live in, whether you're male or female, old or young.
Expensive home, cheap home.
It doesn't matter. Everybody pays the same exact price. And our technicians don't make up the price. These prices are determined by me and my leadership team. And they adjust with inflation and everything else every year.
Okay. Now, we've had a lot of discussions on things. And that goes along with, by the way, what Mark said at his house when he had you there. So we've been talking about stuff, and I don't want to forget them. Contracts. Dimitri was researching contracts, and what we had to talk about contracts and do personal circumstances get you out of a contract, and what personal circumstances. So I was corrected. Brandon Siglian, who's an attorney at law, listens to the show. And he does tenant landlord, or he used to. I don't know what he's doing now, but anyway, he's a good guy. And he said disabilities can actually get you out of a lease, and it absolutely can. It doesn't even have to be a permanent disability. In Colorado, if your disability prevents you from accessing or living in your apartment, you can request to terminate your lease as a reasonable accommodation under federal Fair Housing Act. So that's good for any state. And the Colorado Anti-Discrimination Act. Both of these require landlords to consider reasonable accommodations to ensure tenants with disabilities that they have equal enjoyment of their home, even if they acquire the disability after renting. So it would be early lease termination, or they could put in ramps or stuff for wheelchairs or widened doorways. They can make other accommodations if they choose to. Courts have recognized that early termination for a legitimate accommodation reason for disabilities is legitimate to break the lease. You have to request it in writing. You have to provide, yes, you do, information. They are allowed to ask, because a lot of people think you're not allowed to ask about my disability. Yes, you are when it comes to this law. And then you give them a proposed termination date, but it should be at least 10 days for the landlord to respond before you start acting. So then Dimitri said, well, I believe there might be other areas, other contract situations where people can just simply not perform. And I'll bet you, well, he didn't say I'll bet you. He said, that may get you out of a contract. I wasn't sure one way or another. And what did we find, Dimitri? What did we find, or what did you find?
Well, Tom, as I suspected, one of the defenses to a breach of contract claim is impossibility or impracticability of performance.
Yeah, you said impossible to perform sometimes.
Or sometimes just merely impractical. So,
right.
So the two tests that they look at, and this is consistent with my previous knowledge, is there's got to be an unforeseen condition that has rendered the duty unreasonably difficult or expensive to perform, and this is the second part, the extreme expense or difficulty could not have been anticipated by either party to the contract.
I wonder, what law is that?
Well, it's
or is that common law?
It's actually one of the affirmative defenses to breach of contract.
So that's common law. In other words, it means it's been used in court successfully.
Right, and so now people are going to be fighting over the definition of unforeseen or extreme, or at least how does it apply in this case? Is it really that extreme?
Basically, it's saying to the court, and it's saying to the person, due to no fault of my own, I absolutely can't perform.
Exactly.
Wow.
But there are two parts to this I can't perform. One of them is, hey, it's just impossible to perform. But the second part of that defense, separate from the first, is, well, it's going to be extremely expensive to perform now.
Really?
Yeah. So
I wonder, really, if you signed a contract to have a bathroom or a kitchen done, or something, wall hangings, curtains or window coverings, and all of a sudden, something happens.
Yeah, let's say there's an embargo on Italian tile.
Like COVID.
Like COVID. Well, that's different in my view. That's part of just this general force majeure excuse, right?
Although so many people got screwed under that because contractors were holding them to it, even though they canceled.
Right, but in the example you just cited, somebody's going to be remodeling your bathroom.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's a trade embargo against Italy, and all this tile can't even come to the United States.
Okay.
So now it feels like that contractor.
What if the guy gets into an accident and he's in intensive care?
Yeah, I would view that as an impossibility of performance.
Damn, that's weird. I just never thought of that. And again, there's no specific law. That's common law, which means, by the way, you can be sued to perform, or you could be sued for damages, and you'd have to use this as an affirmative defense. It's not a guarantee, but affirmative means it's been used more than once, and it's part of common law. Common law are decisions made by courts in the past, and they have been very, very powerful. And the more they are relied on, and the more judges go with previous decisions, the stronger the common law becomes, the more entrenched it becomes, until it is almost part of our canon. Even though it's not a statute, it's still very strong.
Unfortunately, a lot of that.
Go ahead, Bob.
Unfortunately, a lot of that is subjective, and so
I know that's why juries or judges would have to decide.
On the judge or the jury on which way they're.
Yeah, it's not automatic. You don't just say, "By the way, it's impossible." Although, what homeowner or what contractor would want to force the other party, and I don't mean to pick on contractors, it could be for anything, car repairs or major stuff. Why would you force someone to comply when you know they're having trouble to begin with? Why would you want that trouble? Like Bob, like you said, if you were scheduled to install a major HVAC system and the person says, my husband lost his job, why would you want to force someone?
Well, in our case, the power is with the homeowner because we don't collect a dime until the job is done.
Right.
Where you talk about this all the time. A lot of the mistake homeowners make is they pay up front.
That's right.
And then if the contractor can't perform, even if you had all the intentions of performing, if he can't perform, you might not get your money back.
Yeah. All right, we got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255. K&H Home Solutions now has painting pros. So a company has been around 65 years. You now have the dependability of them doing your painting. khwindows.com.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
From the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by YRefi.com.
Yeah, we're dealing with a crash out east on I-70 westbound at Pena. Right lane's blocked. It's already backing up to about Tower. Pena's running a little heavy coming out of the airport still from about E470 or so and getting back on to I-70. Right now, 270 a little crowded. I-25 northbound coming into downtown from Broadway has been jamming. It looked like we had a stall up near Colfax. Both directions are a little sluggish there. US 6 west of Golden, construction work still hanging up the drive up Clear Creek Canyon. And because of a terrible accident that occurred this morning, 285 northbound at Colorado Highway 8 still closed. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Is private student loan debt ruining your life? It doesn't have to. YRefi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they don't care what your credit score is. Just go to YRefi.com. That's YREFY.com.
You know, you're just about 3 weeks from having countertops in your home from the Art of Granite. Now, the name says granite. They do all man-made materials, all natural stones. What you have to do is call them for a price. And if you like the price, they'll give it to you on the phone. If you like the price, they come to your home to template and measure. That's one visit, about 20 minutes, right? That's it. Then the next time they come is to install. Tear out and haul away is always free, and it's wholesale on all countertop materials, and you can get your price right now. theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. That's 386-5919. Being a landlord could be a hassle, but if you pick the right market with a lot of upside potential for equity and strong rents, you can be a landlord. I've done it now 4 or 5 times with Vestera Turnkey. What they do is counsel you on to what to buy and where to buy and when to buy. Then they help you manage that property with pre-selected management companies. And they even help you through the entire lifespan of you as a landlord, where they have a personal representative help you from Vestera. And then they sell, or you sell, and you make profit. That's the whole idea behind Vestera. Find out more at Vestera Turnkey. You can go to mybiggestrureturn.com. Now let me get to the most important thing, ordering a meal. Aren't they wonderful? So what do you want?
Shredded beef taco.
Shredded beef taco.
It's like the very section.
Do you want crispy, soft, or soft flour? Crispy. And it's shredded beef, right? Okay, and do you want... Nope, you don't want that. No extra cheese, nothing? Okay, do you want extra meat? Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
That's very nice of you. Thank you.
If they have...
Credit card out. I don't want to spend his money by eating extra meat.
No, they don't even have that. That's all you want. You want just one of them? Just one taco. Okay.
Uh-oh. This is Jack in the Box Day?
Especially if it's got extra. Yeah. Sloppy combo sounds delicious.
Gotta be Jack in the Box Day.
Yeah.
Taco time.
I don't know what this comes. Oh, it's a pork tamale. I don't even know what a tamale is.
Hey, Dragon, you hear me?
Sir, yes, sir.
I brought in some Diet A&W root beer in the fridge if you want some.
Ooh, thank you for the offer.
Something different than Diet Coke.
Right.
I quit. So 5 years ago, smoking.
And Pepsi.
It's impossible for me to overeat, too. Bob, what do you want? What do you like? Chili Rianos.
Bob likes flat rate pricing.
You can eat. I haven't had that. I ate too much feeling. That's awesome.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, I'm looking for it. Where is it? You see it? Chili Riano play. Okay, no, I'll find it. Chili Riano. Okay, oh, here, Chili Riano. How do you spell Riano? R-E-L-L-E-N-O? Okay, combination. Okay, so this is chili Riano. Got it. Got it. Yes, we are. A green chili or no chili or what?
Crispy.
Crispy. Oh, where does it ask about that? It doesn't. You're such a child. You're such a fucking child. Jesus Christ. He's like, Dragon is like such an impish little kid. Now, I want to make sure it's not going to my clinic. Okay. Trust me, I've sent my clinic many of dishes.
Take good care of you, Tom.
Many of dishes.
Send them some food.
Don't send it to Bonnie Bright.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, I'm going to let you at this point. Let me just add.
Don't send it to the Bonnie Bray.
Hi, Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. 303-713.
HI.com, 303-722-2295.
What happened?
Or 800-362-80.
Hello?
Mark screwing with you?
Oh, so we're not on.
We are now.
Okay. Tom Martino here. So, I was talking about a business services corporation. And my dream is to have a business that services businesses. All they do is the back end. So every company has its own pocket of this company. And this company takes care of their marketing, of course, with the consultation of the owner, takes care of their marketing budget, their taxes and tax escrows, their bookkeeping, and their appointment scheduling. And all the tradesman does is the trade. They find out what their next job is and where it is, and they collect, and this company can collect online, and that's it. It's done. This guy or this gal in the trade worries about the trade, and the business services corp takes care of the back end. So I'd like opinions as far as now for someone who knows how to do it and is a control freak, or they have a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or they have a relative that wants to do it, or a sibling or a child. That's one thing. Bob, what do you think about that?
So you're not talking about an organization that trains them on how to do those things. They take care of it for them.
You're talking about, and it's almost, now Amazon does this for a lot of companies. I always give the idea of this evergreen map maker that was making $14 on a map, and or she thought she was, and she was selling maps for hiking trails. She did them herself. She walked the trails, made her own hiking trail. Wonderful idea. I believe she went on Amazon, and they were buying them from her for $7, and she was upset. And I said, do it. All you do is get a statement at the end of the month, and that's done.
Right.
and you are making way more money.
They take care of everything,
including the marketing when you search in Amazon. So her sale, I think the sales quadrupled.
A lot of people don't realize that about Amazon is that they create a lot of multimillionaires with that business model.
I know they do. They do the back end, but they don't actually do the back end like the business services corp would be. The business services corp I envision would be, it's almost like your business. Okay, well, it is your business. So you have someone assigned to your business, and they do this. We have marketing experts. I say we because I want to start it, but I'm too old, I think. I really don't think I'm ready for a new business.
So how would that work? For example, let's say you got 5 plumbers that wanted to use this.
Yes.
From a marketing services standpoint, you're competing against each other.
Well, I'm not creating the marketing, nor am I am advocating for the business. Now, we could do it a number of ways since this is a new idea. One is we do exclusivity, or 2, we do where if one plumber wants to advertise here, we create marketing for them. We create marketing for every plumber. I mean, there's nothing really. You're not putting one up against another. You're advertising whatever they do and how much they charge and what they do. So they might be competing with each other, but they have to do it through you. All you're doing is placing it and suggesting it. And you're not saying, hey, listen, I know the other guy's doing this, so why don't you try this? You wouldn't be doing that. You'd be saying, here are good lines to advertise. Here's where you do it. And then you would do it. And then you would have a department that receives all payments. So every single company would have their QuickBooks Online that is maintained by the Business Services Corp. So truly, the only thing you would do is log on and find out where your next job is. You would go to the job, do the job, collect the payment, and this Business Services Corp would make sure taxes are escrowed and put away for when you have to pay your taxes. And they would make sure you don't over budget, or more importantly, if you ever take a deposit or order materials, they would designate or discriminate or segregate that job from another. They would keep track of jobs. This is so important. So I think it's a good idea. It would take a tremendous amount of energy, but I think it's a business ready to happen. And really, in the beginning, what you would need is a bookkeeper, and you would need somebody to administer it. And then as you grow, you might have to add a bookkeeper. I doubt it. A good bookkeeper could easily handle 4 or 5 small, 6, 10 businesses going on and juggling that. My God, Sue's handles so many businesses for us. And so then in addition to bookkeeping, then you would place ads and all of that. But that's, so you could have a marketing rep. So you could have marketing, bookkeeping, and general administration.
Interesting.
And you could even go one step further and take their phone calls to set up jobs and do their scheduling. In fact, that would be truly what you should do. So if anyone's interested in starting a company, I'm really serious, but you have to be good. You have to be organized. You have to be upfront. You have to, I'll help you. Meaning when I say help you, truly for the right person, I will truly, truly help you free of charge. Nothing. If you want me to invest, I might. I really believe this is a company that can help people stay in business and good people get in business. So if you're really good at what you do, let someone handle the business. Thoughts, guys?
Yeah.
Dimitri, go ahead.
Tom, so I've been in my business since the mid '90s, and
you can't compare yourself.
Oh no, I'm not comparing to. I'm going another way
Okay,
from this idea that you just presented. I have seen so many good, solid, profitable businesses shut down simply because they're owner operated and he or she has nobody to leave the business to.
Oh, that's another. Right.
So my customers are literally, they're either the president or the owner or the founder of the company. Those are the individuals I deal with.
Right.
And I see them age. I see them want to retire. And they have no employees who are capable of operating the company. They either have no kids or no kids who are capable of operating the company. And in a typical year, no exaggeration, Tom, I see 1 to 2 solid, profitable small businesses with, in some cases, decades of experience and decades of ongoing customers just simply shut down because there's nobody to leave them to.
Wow. So how does this work into our discussion?
Well, maybe that's the second division of your new company, which is,
well, it would be certainly easier to hand over when you have someone doing all the back end, because anyone could look into that back end.
I think that company becomes more sellable, and I think that company becomes more likely to be successfully operated by somebody who just comes in because they don't need to do 100% of everything. You're doing all the back office stuff. So I think that might be an even bigger opportunity out there.
That's a wonderful idea. Mark, do you have any ideas on this?
No, I like all of it so far. I think what Dimitri's saying is kind of cool. There probably is a lot of businesses that simply disappear that have great cash flow because there's no one there.
But Mark, how many times have you and I talked to businesses over the years to help them marketing that have no clue how to run the business?
I had a lot of technicians that worked for me over time that decided they'd make a lot more money if they, did brake jobs out of their garage or whatever, and that never worked out.
Exactly. So really all we're saying is, we're saying if there is someone out there that likes this idea, I truly would help them, get started in this, whether they want me part of it or not. And when I say me, probably Mark, it's up to him. Mark and I do a lot of stuff together, and the chemistry works, the skill sets work. All right, now I have another thing to talk about. What happens when you propose to someone? You bought the ring, and not only do they say no, they say hell no. And the place you bought the ring from has absolutely no refunds, no exchanges. We'll talk about that and what we're going to do for this person right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by whyrefi.com.
Yeah, we're dealing with a crash out east on I-70 westbound at Pena. Right lane's blocked. It's already backing up to about Tower. Pena's running a little heavy coming out of the airport still from about E470 or so and getting back on to I-70. Right now, 270 a little crowded. I-25 northbound coming into downtown from Broadway has been jamming. It looked like we had a stall up near Colfax. Both directions are a little sluggish there. US 6 west of Golden, construction work still hanging up the drive up Clear Creek Canyon. And because of a terrible accident that occurred this morning, 285 northbound at Colorado Highway 8 still closed. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
Is private student loan debt ruining your life? It doesn't have to. Why Refi refinances private student loans that others won't touch, and they don't care what your credit score is. Just go to whyrefi.com. That's whyrefi.com.
If you are in trouble, the worst thing you can do is search for a criminal defense attorney when you are in trouble. You make all kinds of stupid decisions. They want cash up front, which is standard for attorneys. They want a retainer. But I'm going to direct you to Joe Lazaro, who will talk to you free of charge and give you some legal advice up front. Never a charge for initial consultation. Then if you do hire him, it's on a flat rate basis, no matter what the charge, whether it's traffic related, DUI, or otherwise. 303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
And Bob, I think what I described is consistent with your growth strategy.
Their succession plan is to sell to another private equity firm.
Yeah, but Bob also is interested in, people that are just assigned attorneys. But I passed on so many.
No problem, Suze. This will be a great opportunity to see how Miss Layla
Very
works.
sad news, people. Tom? Dimitri? What do you want?
Well, I can hear you. What's going on?
Malcolm Jamal Warner died.
What are you?
He played Theo in the Cosby Show.
Okay.
The oldest son.
I don't know what you're saying, so help me out here. Go ahead. Help me out.
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yes.
Has died.
Oh, I remember him.
He played Theo.
Right,
on
right.
the Cosby Show.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's too bad.
Good afternoon. Tom Martino Show. Wow, don't know what's going on with your connection, but all I hear is air. Now I can hear you. Okay, whatever you just did. Okay, sir. What's your first name? One more time. You cut out again. Did you say Scott? Sir, I'm still having a huge issue with your phone right now. Do you have me on Bluetooth or speakerphone or something?
It's always the phone.
All right. No, just make sure your phone is not on speakerphone or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a shame.
All right. Sound good. You're here and you have a comment on small business. Okay. All right, Scott, hang on for me. Please get a new phone.
Man dies after necklace pulls him into MRI machine.
I know it. I heard that. Holy shit.
That's what it says.
Necklace?
Yeah, that's what it says here. Man dies after necklace pulls him into MRI machine.
What a freaking unbelievable story.
That's weird.
Don't bring any metal into the room with a giant magnet that's bigger than you.
Especially when they tell you. This is the ring we're talking about. Hold on, let me do it again.
Oh, you need a ring?
This is the ring we're talking about right here, folks. He's such an ass. Never mind, I won't say it. That's a good discussion on contracts, Dimitri.
Yeah. They don't need custom. Existing custom. They all set the same companies, buyers, buying it. So I did talk to
The Dasher is on its way. Bob, thank you for lunch. I never expected. But the real thing I'm appreciative of is that card. It says "Save for Future."
Remember, it's the wrong zip code.
Hey, Tom Martino here. So we're talking about Small Businesses Corp. or Help a Small Business. John has a comment on small business. Go ahead, John. What is your comment? Oh, he's off. How about Scott? Scott, are you still on or not? What is your comment? Yeah, what's your comment?
Busy and don't care to do the back end stuff, so I'm in.
Okay, what kind of business do you have? Oh my God, what a great business. I'm telling you, it's a great business because there are so many people who have to wait a long time, which tells me that you're needed in the industry. And it's a perfect one for this Business Services Corp because you don't want to mess around with all that crap. And what you should do is leave your name, of course, with Kelly. We're going to keep a list. But what I'm also looking at are people who want to do the Business Services Corp itself, of course. And Scott, though, I would love to help you. In fact, I will give you some free advice on certain things. when it comes to this. And we have more coming up. And I'm on YouTube right now. On our stream, you will see the ring that some unfortunate dude has to get rid of because she said, hell no. And we'll talk about how we're going to do it on the show right after this. I'm Tom Martino. Okay. Will you be back?
Maybe. Don't know yet.
All right. Man, you've not had. I can't even imagine something that strong that pulling on me like that.
So their computer so well trained off.
Well, Tom's got a point. He wasn't even here at the machine, but wasn't even.
Check my account. New card. So insurance companies for it already changed my insurance company to the new card number. Not me having to do it. That's awesome. That's that's customer service. That's peace of mind. Oh yeah. How easy it was. Like, nope, nope, nope. And she goes, no problem. It
just got pulled off.
Yeah.
Into magnetic force, he endured a medical episode, quote unquote, at the point which left him in critical condition at the hospital, and he was pronounced dead a day later. Wife tells the news that her late husband had suffered several heart attacks after the incident with the So he was. Wife tells the news that her husband had previously been near the open MRI and had worn his weight training chain before. This is not the first time that he had the chain on. They had a conversation about it, meaning him and the MRI tech.
You can't just get sucked into a situation like that.
That's kind of what I'm scanning for, but I mean, you're talking. I mean, are we looking at something like this? Weight training chain. Are we looking at something like something massive like this? I mean, it was. Yeah, so this one said 20 pounds. So let's see, what does a 20-pound weight training chain look like?
Well, how about all these businesses I just discussed shutting down because there's nothing to take over?
6 foot. Yeah, so this.
Okay, so this is the ring, by the way, up on the YouTube feed. We're going to try to get somebody.
Did you say ring?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Of course. Sure, man.
God, you know how bad it is for me right now because I'm adenophobic. So my husband actually.
Do you know watermelon is healthy for you?
Surreptitiously booked my appointment, so I don't know when it is, and then he just
doesn't taste good.
Like blows it on me the night before.
Oh my God.
After dinner, usually he just hands me some Valium, and he's like, "Here you go."
The texture.
And I can't do it. I mean, they bring me in through the back so no customers can see me. It's really embarrassing. Adentophobia. Yes. Look it up. It's a thing. Trust me on that. All right.
See you, Bonnie.
And that's grand. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by my company, Wave 8 Wealth Management, there to help you with personal investment decisions on a one-on-one basis, exclusive, interactive, direct investing, and helping you with family wealth as well. Give us a call, whether you're one or a few people, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. We've been talking about small business. I'm getting a lot of texts about this, of people that would love to avail themselves of the Services Corporation if it ever becomes available. So you see, I believe there will be a lot of business available. And for those tuning in, what I'm talking about is this. We've talked about this time and time again. And in the business world, most businesses fail not to lack of doing a good job. Fencing contractors, painting contractors, plumbers, electricians, people who do kitchen and bath remodeling, people who do landscaping, all of these people could be so great at the trade, but they fail due to the business. They don't put enough away for taxes. They don't have the right licenses. They don't do the right marketing. They don't have a centralized number to call and someone to answer all the time. They don't have anyone to do the bookkeeping. If there was a company that was dedicated to you and running your business and all you had to do was the trade itself, would it help you? I am positive it would. And I'd be happy to help someone get started in this business services corporation, I'm going to call it. We can call it anything you want, but it would help businesses. And I think businesses need it. They need it because the number one reason they fail isn't because they don't know how to do their trade. And what happens is, due to no fault of their own, well, maybe it is their fault, but they don't keep track of income. They don't keep track of down payments. They don't do the proper bookkeeping. They're slapped with taxes. They're slapped with something unforeseen, and they don't have the money. They don't have the cash flow. So they take a down payment from somebody and say, it won't do any harm. I'll make it up so I'll just borrow from this down payment to pay this past bill, and I'll still get started on the job, but then I'll get another payment from somebody else. And it starts what they call robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's terrible. And we can help with this business services corp if there was such a business. So again, truly, I know I have a wide and vast audience. If there are entrepreneurs out there that think, this could be a great business, you would need some bookkeepers, administrative assistants, and that's it to get started. Everything can be done virtually. You don't need an office. You just need good software to manage this. And it would be wonderful. Each business having its own set of books, each business having its own back end that you dedicate yourself to. So people have the ability now to concentrate on what they do. So whatever you think, give me a call. Meanwhile, Sarah has a water heater issue from a week ago, and she was working with Deputy D, who will be down in a minute. Deputy D stepped away, but I want to find out, Sarah, this water heater leaked onto your daughter's apartment floor, and they have been without hot water. Oh, wait, I thought this was Deputy Bo. Why does it say Deputy?
No.
Who are you working with, Sarah?
Deputy D.
Okay, thank you. Are there any updates on your situation?
There are, Tom. I spoke with you folks, and he gave a call to the apartment manager, and lo and behold, within an hour, he had an email with a date set up for the following day at 11 o'clock to put a new one in. And they showed up and did it.
Oh,
so you guys rock.
My dinger is going out to Deputy D and to the effort of the show. The show solves problems like this every single day. So within an hour, everything was cleaned up and you had hot water.
Well, within an hour, they at least had an email from the manager saying, we will be there tomorrow to do it. You know, before that, it was just, we're really sorry. We're trying to get a vendor. And he still has not talked to the apartment manager after leaving a couple messages, but he is the one that emailed them back and set the appointment up.
That's wonderful.
The maintenance
That's great.
So
and thank you very much.
It all ended. That was all it took. And it's amazing. You guys are amazing.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. We really do. And thanks for calling. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Anyone who has a good experience with us, please leave a review. Because, really, we have the kind of business that really doesn't work on reviews. But we want people to know there's help available at 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. All right, my YouTube feed, I believe I don't have the ring up there, but I'm going to have or do I have the ring up there? Yes, the ring is up there right now. Those streaming, you can see the ring. Let me explain the story to you. And I do have sound now, so I can tell you everything going on. The guy had this ring designed. He made this ring, or he bought it, but it was semi-custom. And it can be sized very easily. Now you see the two rings there, one with the pave diamonds and the other one with the central stone. Both are included in this deal. The main stone is a lab grown diamond. Lab grown diamonds are real diamonds. Now, there are perfectionists and purists who won't take a lab grown, or they say, oh, I want a genuine diamond. The good thing about a lab grown diamond, it is an absolute positive real diamond. It is a real diamond. It is lab grown, which means it hasn't been formed over hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. And, like I said, some jewelers won't touch them. But this is lab grown, which means it's perfect. When it's lab grown, it's perfect. A perfect stone in that square cut. I forget what they call that cut. And it's got
a princess cut.
A princess cut. And it's a beautiful ring, 1.55 carats. And he needs to get rid of it. He needs to get rid of it. He doesn't know if he'll get his money out of it, but do your own research. And if you want to buy it, if you're getting engaged, you'll get a great deal, okay? Now, he knows he can't get maybe every dime he paid for it. Now, I'm going to tell you that the purchase, I'll tell you this, the purchase was around $3,000, okay, give or take. But he's desperate to get rid of it. He bought it hoping he was going to get married. And this was a terrible story because not only did she say no, she said, the hell with you. I never liked you, or you have big problems or whatever. He got his heart handed to him. What was the story he emailed us, Kachina? She didn't just say no. For some reason, some hostility came out, which was
correct.
Unexpected hostility. Again,
yes.
This is an email. We're going to keep the guy anonymous. I don't want to embarrass him. But what were some of the things she said to him on the way out? It was kind of painful.
One was, I never believed I ever loved you. One was accusing him of anger issues. Which,
okay.
Whatever. I
Sure.
guess every guy has, testosterone. So, that would happen.
But it depends. We don't know about the relationship and whether she had a good enough reason. But she slung some pretty tough arrows for him to take. Maybe it's time for self-examination. But again, we're not examining his relationship. We're just saying, look, the poor guy needs to get out of this ring. Now, it's a perfect ring, by the way, because lab grown is perfect. It is a beautiful, beautiful ring, and it can still be.
All the C's fit. Cut, clarity, and the carats. I mean, all the 3 C's are there. It is beautiful.
What is that second ring? Is that the engagement part of it or what?
So that is the band.
Oh, the wedding band. I'm sorry. The ring.
It.
Okay. The ring is the.
Fuse it.
Okay.
Yeah. You fuse them together to make the double, wedding ring / band.
Okay. Now, those who are on YouTube can see it. You can go there later and see it by just bringing up the feed and looking in the third hour. And again, his purchase was around $3,000, and he will truly take the best offer. We do have an active email address, help@troubleshooter.com, help@troubleshooter.com, and you can email there. Why are we doing this? Because I thought it would be different. We have the kind of show that helps people with problems, and this is a problem. And I felt bad for the guy. So I figured, hey, if you are getting engaged, you're not going to get a better deal, okay? Because retail is what it is, okay? You're not going to pay retail here. You're going to pay whatever the best offer is on this for the set. They're fused together for both the wedding and engagement, and they're beautiful. Again, being lab grown, you have a twin-edged sword here. You have perfection, but you also have the fact that people say, well, it's not real. It is real. That's the thing. It is real. But it's lab grown. So there you go. It's just like pearls, You have man-made pearls and cultured pearls. You have, you have pearls, and some people want the original. To me, man-made pearls look way prettier, where they engineer them. And they're real pearls, but they're just man-made, just like this ring is man-made. Yeah, I wonder what it takes. Do they literally, I don't know really what it takes. I ought to ask my boyfriend here, ChatGPT, how is a lab-grown diamond made? I want to know. I'm typing it in right now.
Extreme heat and pressure.
Yeah, but do they actually take a piece of coal? Lab-grown diamonds are created using advanced technology processes that actually replicate the natural process. It says a small carbon source, like graphite, is set up and exposed to extreme pressure. Listen to this, 1.5 million PSI. And temperatures up to 2,700 degrees. So this is mimicking nature. Under these conditions, the carbon melts and begins to form a diamond around the carbon seed. The crystal slowly cools and hardens into a rough diamond. So it makes a rough diamond. Those rough diamonds now have to be, what are they? They're cut and polished. So when I say it's perfect, the clarity is perfect, but the cut and polish, the cut will still be subject to human error, the cut itself. So maybe it's not complete perfection. So lab-grown diamonds are chemically, physically, and optically identical. Do you hear that? Chemically, physically, optically identical to natural diamonds. They are not simulants like cubic zirconia. So then here's what I want to know. How do they know how do they know they're lab cut? Really, I want to know. How would you know? How do you know? Okay, that's a good, I don't know. I'm asking my boyfriend again. How do you know if they're lab grown? All right, here it says,
wasn't me.
The lab grown diamonds are identical, so identical, they are perfect. They can be distinguished using specialized equipment and methods. Natural diamonds, here's how they do it. Looking for imperfections. If there are no imperfections, they are going to assume they're lab grown. Wow. So that means there's probably no perfect clarity, not really perfect. They look for maybe a pattern that is too perfect. But they do say it's getting harder and harder to find out. Lab-grown diamonds have a different fluorescence under ultraviolet light. That's the number one way to tell. So anyway, if you're interested, help at troubleshooter.com. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. And I have another idea for a business I've given out before. People, it is a no-brainer. It will win. Meanwhile, stay tuned for that. And remember, for the ring, if you're interested, put a price down, help at troubleshooter.com. More after this.
Man, I am happy to tell you about the only realtor that made the cut for Team Dave Logan, and that is Troy Hansford. I recommend Troy because he's the only agent that will guarantee to sell your home at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. And the good news, he puts that in writing. He can make that guarantee because he spends tens of thousands of dollars generating demand. And right now, he has hundreds of approved home buyers ready to buy. He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in as little 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
You know, even though insurance might pay for it, roof roofing is the most expensive investment you'll make in your home other than the home itself. And here's what I want to tell you about roofing. It can be screwed up even if insurance is paying, especially when you give up your insurance check and the company screws up. You're on your own. That's why I always recommend Excel Roofing, as in excellent, EXCEL. excelroofing.com. They don't take a cent until you're content, not a penny. They don't ask for your check. They don't put a penalty clause in there if you change your mind. They want to be of service to you. excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400. The consumer is never at risk. 303-761-6400. The Art of Granite can do your countertops within 3 weeks from the time you call. When you call, they give you a price on the phone. Yes, no other place does that. The reason they do that at the Art of Granite is they're proud of their pricing, and they have great pricing, wholesale on all countertop materials. Then they come to your home if you approve that price, and they template and measure. That's about 20 minutes. After that, the next time they come back in about 3 weeks is to install. And they install beautiful counters. Tear out and haul away is always free. And remember, you get extra incentives like free bathroom granite when you have the kitchen done. Call right now for your price, 303-386-5919, 386-5919. Do you have a mold problem in your home? You want someone reputable to find it and treat it? GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They also do kitchens, baths, and basements. They do stucco. They do siding. They do windows, doors, roofing. Genesis, your full-service company. In an industry riddled with liars, cheats, and ripoffs, you can trust the people at Genesis. I've known the owners for years. 303-679-8509. 679-8509. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Okay. How much time do I have?
3.
It's a chance for me to take a bite. God damn it. Let me see my breath. And it's heavy. Like, can we see it? Oh, it's a box out there. Did he say 3 minutes?
Good afternoon, Tom Martino Show.
High interest rates, inflation. People are afraid when they're selling their home, and some brokers are selling them short. There's a surprising number of
Okay.
home sellers and home buyers who lose money.
Let me put you on hold, and he'll be right with you, okay? All right, hold on.
Negotiation expert. I will show you how to avoid making these common mistakes and position you to put more money in your pocket at the closing table. Frank Durant, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622 with REMAX Alliance. Do you feel a burning, tingling, or numbing sensation in your feet? You may have grown used to it, but Dr. Anderson, D.C. from Front Range Medical Center wants to tell you why you need to get it treated. Doctor, what is peripheral neuropathy? Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the
You know what I forgot today?
Its major symptoms are numbness, burning, shooting pain, and
Lots of things.
Can it be treated? It absolutely can in most situations with great results.
What did you forgot today?
Celery.
Untreated can
Oh.
lead to serious complications. If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your hands or feet, or balance issues, call Front Range Medical
Good thing
Center
somebody brought
for
you in some
nerve
food.
damage screening. The first 10 callers
Well,
will
I
receive a
deserve
free
that.
nerve damage screening, which
The
includes
shit I've
consultation
done for
and
him over the
evaluation.
last 4 days.
$245. Call Front Range Medical
Dude's
Center at
in a world of hurt.
720-823-0784. That's 720-823-0784.
If he can offload this ring, that would be
Nerve damage
excellent.
screening. Find out more at denverneuropathy.com.
Sarah Spain for iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. The endless NFL is still on summer break through the end of the month, but the players continue training, including Trinity Rodman, who practiced with the Washington Spirit teammates on Saturday for the first time in 3 months.
Oh man, we're talking little Anita's baby. Oh really?
Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466 24/7. Kathy's got a comment on diamonds. We were talking about lab-grown diamonds being identical to natural diamonds, except they might be a little too perfect. Some people are prejudiced against them. Again, help at troubleshooter.com if you want to bid on that ring. And it's a pair of rings, actually. And I showed the picture on YouTube if you want to go up there and search it either later. Well, it has to be later because I put it up there already and took it down. I'll put it up again in a minute here. Kathy, what's your comment on diamonds?
My comment is that most people don't realize that lab-grown diamonds will never increase in value. They will either stay the same or they'll decrease in value. And I believe that's due to the rarity of a real diamond. When they make lab-grown diamonds, they make them in bulk, basically, whereas the rarity of a real diamond allows
I don't doubt that.
Increase.
I don't doubt it at all. But when it comes right down to it, Kathy, are you in the business, by the way?
I was many years ago, but I have followed.
Okay, so I want to ask you, really, when it comes to the look, what difference does it make? I mean, if it's a beautiful diamond, do women actually look down and think this is rare and this is, you know what I mean? Like, does it matter or is it the look?
You know, it depends on the individual because I was in the position of getting a new diamond ring. And I had the option of getting a lab-grown bigger one or a raw diamond, which was a little bit smaller. And I went with the raw diamond. It's kind of like how they have perfected Louis Vuitton bags.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Right? And so if it matters to you, if you know you're carrying around the real deal, then you stick with the real deal. If it doesn't really matter to you, I mean, it mattered to me to know that my diamond on my hand is one of a kind, and there's not another one like it on the planet.
You know, I surveyed women one time about knockoffs. You would be shocked. The majority of women did not care if they had a beautiful knockoff that looked genuine. Now, I will tell you that demographically, some of the women had money, but they weren't ultra rich. Maybe an ultra rich woman might say, forget that, I want the real thing. But knockoffs, by the way, you mentioned Louis Vuitton. There are so many knockoffs for handbags right now. And you, honest to God, on some of them, you can't tell the difference. And my question is, if you can't tell the difference and they look so damn good, other than the legalities now, I'm not talking about legalities, what would there be wrong with a knockoff? I mean, I understand, you know, genuine versus fake and all of that, but for the look and feel, if it's identical, what difference does it make? Does it make a difference to you on that too, or just in jewelry?
It makes a difference to me because it's my nature to know in my heart and in my brain that it's the real McCoy. And I understand that a lot of women don't care, and that's fine too. I think it depends. It goes from woman to woman, from person to person.
It does.
And it's just my nature.
But, you know, here's the other thing, though. And if you're a connoisseur of beautiful things, many times these designer things are not necessarily better made. They don't necessarily get their value from being better made. You know, like with cars, for example, it used to be, and it still is to some degree, the brand of a car carries quality, Okay. So
Right.
the quality of something determines the price in many, many areas. But it, like in home building, the quality absolutely carries a price. It carries a
Right.
price in many things. In a piano, in a guitar, in a violin. Okay, these are musical instruments, in other things. But in some cases, you can agree with me, Kathy, that the designer name does not add a lick to the quality. Do you agree?
Okay.
Do you agree that
Yeah,
in
I
some
do.
in some
I do.
cases? So I often wonder why some of these designer names or brand names carry such a cachet. What is it that all of a sudden clicks? Have you guys ever thought of that? I mean, think about it. Okay, so Bob, a carrier furnace is a carrier furnace. That's different. That's not because the name, it's because of the quality.
Right.
You don't go by designer names in home. Well, in some home appliances, you do. You do.
And there are some brands that we would not represent. I mean, carriers are a chosen brand, but there's some other good brands out there that we do install if a customer requests them. But then there's some brands that you just stay away from.
Well, anyway, Kathy, I appreciate your thoughtful comments, and there are people who feel that way. And in any case, that ring is up for grabs. It's a perfect ring, lab-grown diamond, 1.55 carat with an accompanying wedding band. Anyway, Lana has an issue with a contractor. Lana,
Hi.
what's going on?
So I called in a little over a week ago, almost 2 weeks now, I believe.
And what? Okay, who did you work with? Anyone particular? Did we assign it to someone?
No, I haven't heard back, so that's why I'm calling back.
All right, let's talk. Let's just take it from the beginning. What was the issue you had with the contractor?
So I sent you guys pictures and everything, but basically this contractor did kind of a chop job on my floors, and I ended up paying him fully since he was supposed to be done that day. His wife ended up cutting her hand on my property, so they left, but they left without the job being done and without my walkthrough, and I had concerns. I had told him I had concerns. He still hasn't been back to my house.
What is the name? Who is the contractor?
Brian Blaylock. I think you guys posted his pictures and his name on, I think, your YouTube when I called in originally.
Brian Braylock, Braylock.
B-L-A-Y.
Okay.
L-O-C-K.
Blaylock. Okay.
Blake.
Hey, what's the name of his company?
It only has his name on the invoice. So he's just like I think his contractor name is like only under his personal name.
And what kind of floors?
LVP.
What is that called? OVP?
LVP.
Oh, LVP, luxury vinyl pile. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, hold on a second. We'll come right back to you. I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK is our number, or 303-MARTINO.
Yeah, we had told her to allow him to fix the thing, the nitpicky
stuff. He said he was
stuff.
gonna fix it.
Okay, gotcha. How much time?
5.5.
Brother, I'm going up to get some of this shit.
Yeah, I don't think we assigned her to anybody.
No, because
she
you're
just needed-
absolutely
yeah.
right. He basically
She needed to allow him to finish the job.
Yeah, that's how it was left. She's smoking dope, but everybody on the show does. So. All right, I gotta shut down everything in there.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our
Okay over there?
No.
Door's too heavy for you?
No, I was
so tiny, can't open the door?
Grandma Gabriel. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories. Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. What's your neighbor Jerry?
When we first started looking for different options, we went to the international and we did choose Galaxy, and definitely happy that we did. We first had our front porch and our pool deck done.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The crews at Galaxy were great. They actually cared about my property. Very punctual, knowledgeable, and just a great group of workers.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings works for any area like patios, garage floors, driveways, and around pools.
I'm 100% satisfied. It's not slippery and it's not hot. I was very impressed with the product. It's amazing that I don't burn my feet and my 6-year-old doesn't fall.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook, GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com. They are out of this world.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Fleer with Frazier Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what wealth can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Frazier Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you can receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Any guarantees are based on claims and belief of your insurance company, DBA, and guest rates as stated in life insurance solutions.
Mandy Call here with the Legal Minute from my friends at Bell and Pollock. Listen for more great advice on the Bell and Pollock Injury Show, Saturdays at 10 on KOA.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell and Pollock. We are injury attorneys, and this is your Legal Minute. You've been injured in a car crash. You need to prove your injuries to the insurance company so you can get paid. The insurance company for the at-fault party, the one who hits you or rear-ended you or T-bones you. And if you say my neck hurts and you don't say anything else, what do you think the value of that is? Tell me. Right now. Tell me. If you say I hurt my low back in this rear-end accident, it really hurts me a lot. I haven't been to the doctor. What's the value of that? There is a way. There are ways to prove your injuries to the insurance companies. But that's not the best way. Call Bell and Pollock, Gary Bell, Brad Pollock, 303-795-5900, or go to our website, championsofthepeople.com. We'll help you.
Get more information or help from Bell and Pollock at championsofthepeople.com.
Summers are beautiful in Colorado, so don't spend them painting. Do what your neighbor Tom did, called Rhino Shield.
Our house was built in 1986.
Oh, let's just researching this, Brian.
Yeah, I can't go number 2 anymore.
Rhino Shield ceramic technology is specifically formulated for our unique climate right here in Colorado.
You got the dinger when you were away.
Oh, that apartment heater?
Yeah.
Basically came home 2 days after they started it, and it was done.
Right now, Colorado, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Even now, when we're riding together, we come home, we're like, man, that looks great. And we've had compliments from friends that have been over and looking at it, and it just really looks awesome.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoshieldco.com.
Done right, did right by you. The kitchens done right, our forte is custom kitchens. But also, ever since we started back in 85, kitchen cabinet replacement and custom countertops. With our unique replacement process, you'll get a brand new looking kitchen without the unex expense of those kitchen replacements. How's the done talk? Folks, we'll install custom hand-rubbed cabinet doors and door fronts and refrigerated cabinet boxes with...
Apparently, my people got the impression Blaylock was going to fix this, or our people, or us, and to give him a chance.
He came on the air.
I don't recall that, to be honest with you.
Mark must have been doing it.
I remember talking to him.
But there were a couple of things that he needed to finish, and he said he was going to do it, according to her. And we were just waiting for that to happen before she did like a final walkthrough and make sure that he did it to her satisfaction.
Talk Station 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Lana had Brian Blaylock install LVT, did a bad job, she said. He came on the air. Kachina, fill me in on this. I think Mark must have taken this call.
He did. So we talked to Brian off air. He agreed to try to finish the job. I don't know what happened beyond that.
He agreed to fix to remedy the bad spots, right?
Exactly. Yes.
What happened, Lana? Did he ever come back to fix it?
No, he did not.
Did he try to contact you? Did he try to contact you?
Yes. Can I read you the text he sent me the same day I called in originally?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, okay, yes, I'm up and going. I can say one thing right now. You want to put me on the radio? Why didn't I answer you back right away? What kind of person does that? Because a transition is not glued down. Oh, my God. After what you tried to pull just now, and you expect me to step foot in your house. Stop being so controlling. Loss of words with you right now. I'll send someone to put down your transitions. That's it. That's all. Give me a couple days, and I'll let you know when I have someone there. Sorry about all this, but radio, really, what is wrong with you?
So what he's saying is you overreacted. You didn't have to call. He was going to do it, probably. And I can see a reaction like that. I can see somebody being upset. Again, I don't know who he is. I don't know what kind of guy he is. I don't know what was said on the first call. I really don't. Kachina, did she do a job on him the first time?
No, not at all.
Okay. All she did was complained about the job and said she could not get a response. We called, and he said he would fix it, but he was upset. So do you have anything to say? Anybody want to chime in on that?
Well, I can't find him. I can't find much information about him. Brian Blaylock, he has a LinkedIn, if it's the same Brian. He calls himself a residential specialist at Blako Remodeling. And I looked up Blako Remodeling, and their Secretary of State's registration has gone defunct for lack of annual reports.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what the name of his new company is, if he has one.
In any case, did he ever send somebody over or not?
Mm-mm.
No, he didn't. And I texted him last Friday, and I said, it's been over a week. Can you give me an update? And he read it and didn't respond. I texted him yesterday morning, and I said, when will you have someone out to my house to fix the floors? And he read it yesterday and still has not replied to me.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. It's probably a small thing that has to be done, and he thinks you way overreacted, and he probably doesn't want to go back. I mean, that's really the bottom line. Let me ask you, Lana, do you know how much it might take to fix that? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I haven't gotten an estimate yet, but the thing is, he consistently did not respond to me before I called the radio show, before I called you guys. He consistently wouldn't respond and didn't take any responsibility for the concerns that I had on the flooring and just made excuses.
Okay. Well, what can I tell you? I mean, we got a personality problem here. He does not know how to take criticism constructively. He is not someone I'd want to do business with. But then again, I'm not sure what went on between you guys. I don't know how bad the job is. I mean, how bad is the job?
It's in spots, it's pretty bad. I sent you guys pictures as well via email. The last time I called in, I can send them again. But it's pretty bad. He didn't undercut the wood and the door jambs, so it's just like sloppily cut around, and he tried to use white caulking on my brown floors. Like, it just makes no sense. It's sloppily cut around.
So you're talking more than just...
Tom, real quick here. Tom, I'm sorry to cut you off here, but I think this was a call that Mark had taken, and Kelly and I were spitballing, and I do recall her sending in photos, and I think Mark had Big Bear look at it, and Big Bear was like, no, this is actually pretty bad.
Yes.
I need Big Bear to tell us what it will take to fix it. And I think the unfortunately, the route you have to take now is to maybe have Big Bear or someone come in and fix it, and then sue him in small claims court for the deficiencies. I mean, if Brian doesn't want to take care of his customer, Brian Blaylock, then we're going to have to, what else can you do? I mean,
I know that's what I'm wondering, because I've given him every opportunity to come and fix my concerns, and I already paid him, which is another thing that took me off.
How much did you pay for the job?
I believe it was around $5,300 for labor.
And did you supply materials?
Yes, I bought my own flooring, everything. The only thing that he used that was his own was the caulk. That was white.
Okay. But he's ghosting you right now.
He is ghosting me, yeah. And I'm like, can you at least just give me an update? And he still will not respond to me.
Let's get a hold of Big Bear Kachina. I want to know if he has a price or an idea. I think we're going to have to do this. Unfortunately, go this route. I mean, Lana, when contracts or contract relationships, contractual relationships go south, the only thing you can do is mitigate your damages, get it fixed. I mean, and then he's already proven he's not going to perform. Get it fixed.
Right.
And who knows? I mean, if it takes $1,000, you sue him in small claims court. There is virtually no defense for it. I mean, what defense is there? I didn't like her.
Right.
That's where I would start. So let's try to get Big Bear to put a price on it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Trouble on the north end of town, I-25 southbound at 104th Avenue. We've got a crash blocking two left lanes with stop and go back from the 120th Avenue overpass. If you're heading south to the Thornton area, you're looking at about a 15-minute delay to your commute. South of there, I-70 westbound, some usual congestion between I-270 and I-25. And for folks heading to DIA, some stop and go on the I-70 eastbound off-ramp to Pena Boulevard northbound. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll share the story of the legendary General George Custer and explain what really happened at Little Bighorn. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
One of the most common inquiries we get on the show and problems, it has to do with auto repair, auto maintenance. God, what a breakdown in communication, or they buy used cars without checking them out. Sheridan Auto Tech is here to help. They can help you with a pre-buy inspection on your used car, a couple hours of thorough inspection, or they can help you maintain your current car, whether it's light or heavy maintenance and repairs, including electrical issues. You can trust them. They have great value, experience, knowledge, know-how, everything you want in an auto repair facility. 303-455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com. Discount Bath, those words don't often come together, but Discount Bath wants you to challenge them. They say they are a discount bath remodeler, and they mean it. DiscountBath.com. They'll even give you a price without coming to the house. So you go to DiscountBath.com, get an upload link after answering from a few simple questions. You then take your smartphone and go check out your bathroom with a video. Say, I want to do this, I want to do that. Any bathroom, the master bath, the hallway bath, the Jack and Jill bath. Do it and get your price today. DiscountBath.com. Red Rocks Roof and Solar is now going all commercial. They have such a great commercial program. They don't want to shortchange anyone in residential, so they're sticking to commercial from here on out. That means they have grants to get your commercial system paid for 100%. If you're in business, if you have any kind of a business and you're looking at solar, look no further than Red Rocks. They do more than just sell it. They service, they help you with the grants, the grant processing, and with the service. RedRocksRS.com. 303-704-2449, 704-2449. The good news.
We can talk under the cone of silence.
The cone of silence?
Well, this is a magenta alert, isn't it?
The cone of silence.
Well, this is a magenta. For the cone of silence. We can talk under the cone of silence.
The cone of silence.
Done right, did right by me. We heard those words before. Hi, Dan Cicchini. For kitchens done right, our forte is custom.
Oh, I like the other one. It was just too long. Make it short. There you go.
Kitchen cabinet refacing and custom countertops. With our unique refacing process, you'll get a
Hey, Tom.
kitchen without the mess, hassle, time, and expense of full kitchen replacement. How's it done,
Tom?
You put us on the
Yes.
spot of silence. Weren't you listening?
Yes.
So, Adam's been listening to the show, and he said, hey, tell Tom about Green Hills Mall in the Philippines, because most of the really, really killer designer stuff, Chanel, Louis Vuitton,
I don't need coffee,
Burberry,
thank you. But you can take it, though, if you're going up anyway. So thanks, bro.
everything is made there.
So,
Are you listening?
okay, I was just interrupted for the last part.
So, Chanel, Burberry,
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
all that stuff is made in the Philippines. A lot of it.
The real stuff.
The real stuff. However, they can be rejected for very small flaws that you can't detect. So it's all the same stuff. It's just like some buyer goes in and says,
Oh, so you mean to
don't
tell
like-
me some of those go out the back door?
yes.
Oh.
All of them go out the back door. And there's this big mall in the Philippines called Green Hills. And you could get Rolexes, you could get Tag Heuers, you could get every possible thing. Chanel, Burberry coats.
Let me ask you
Burberry
something.
hats.
Are we getting any takers on the ring?
No,
Mm,
I feel bad.
I know. Might be hard.
Can smack, take the masks off, all that stuff, and more. Plus K-Hill on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 K-How.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Bob Logan is with me from Plumline Services, and we had full lines or full calls for the show. We were discussing a lot of things. And Bob, someone wants to know, when it comes to pricing, do you guys have financing available, and how much does it have to be in order to qualify for financing? I'm sure you're not going to finance a $200 job.
You know, we will if somebody really needs us to. We try to, there's fees along that are that we get, so we try not to do it for anything under $1,000. But if somebody has a $200 or $500 job, we'll finance that, and we have financing up to $100,000. So
okay,
and great options, low interest. If somebody needs a low monthly payment, if they need 12 months, same as cash.
Okay.
We got a lot of different options for people.
Someone has another issue, and they want to know. They say they're having trouble finding help in their condo. Why is it that so many companies don't work in condominiums?
Well,
do you guys?
We do not anymore.
God. Why is that?
Well, primarily it's we consider it a commercial building. With a condo, for example, a lot of times your neighbors have shared lines. If the plumbing was done incorrectly during the building process, like they don't have proper sweeps in the drain lines, for example, in the past we've been known to go from one unit to another and bust out their kitchen.
So you guys can't take responsibility for common areas and all of that.
No, so you need a property manager. You need permission to get into to multiple units. There's a lot of different reasons.
That's plumlineservices.com to read about them. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. Get your calls in now. 303-MARTINO. I can see where that can be an issue.
Yeah, are we off? Are we still off air? Are we off air now?
Ravina's beautiful windows, siding, and doors for every price point. The only window and siding company not pushing one or two product lines. They deal with 20 manufacturers with over 50 lines of windows, beautiful entry doors, and multiple brands of siding. And truly the foundation and heritage every company wants. If you're in the market for windows, doors, or siding, check out Bravinas.com. That's Bravinas.com.
630 KL. Denver's talk station. KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on the free iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A federal judge in Boston hearing arguments today over Harvard University's lawsuit challenging the Trump administration's decision to freeze more than $2 billion in federal funding.
The hearing featured an attorney for the administration arguing that Harvard's contracts with the government give Washington the right to cancel the grants. Judge Allison Burroughs pushed back, saying the Constitution puts limits on the government's actions. Harvard says its First Amendment rights have been violated in the canceling of more than $2 billion in grants. The administration says the school has become a hotbed for anti-Semitism. It's a charge the university forcefully denies.
ABC's Stephen Fortune. The man convicted of kidnapping and murdering Eitan Potts in 1979 has been granted a new trial. Federal
Good
court
afternoon,
voted
Tom
today
Martino
morning.
Show.
The jury received a flawed instruction from the judge about Pedro Hernandez's purported confessions. Potts was 6 at the time his face became the first to be printed on a milk carton
Hi,
as
Susan.
a missing child. And stocks are up in afternoon trading. This is ABC News. Police in upstate New York have charged a Canadian father with the murder of his 9-year-old daughter while both were driving from New York City to Montreal on vacation. He's entered a plea of not guilty. New York State Police say Luciano Fratolin and his young daughter Melina were vacationing in upstate New York from their home in Montreal when Fratolin called Saturday
We
night.
only
saying the
do
9-year-old
on-air
was being
calls.
abducted by
We
someone
don't
in a
do
white
off-air
van.
calls.
Captain Robert McConnell said
But
when
what you
investigators
could
began
do
finding
is give us
inconsistencies
a
in that
text
story,
at
they began searching around to find out
57739.
New York.
Start the body of the message with Tom, and you can ask him yourself, and usually he's very good about getting back to text. Or the secondary equivalent is you can email us at help@troubleshooter.com, and I can forward that to him.
The team's name changed in 2020 after Native American groups said the old one was insensitive and offensive. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
When disaster strikes, keeping in touch with family and friends and reaching public safety officials is critical. To prepare for power outages caused by severe weather or other conditions, you should create an emergency communication plan. First, check important cell phone contacts, including doctors, veterinarians, utilities, and insurance companies. And note
Thank
non-emergency
you.
numbers.
Good luck.
Store at least one contact as in case of emergency.
Don't ever
And make
preface
sure
your
that
call
person
with "I
knows
can't
if
go on
you
the air."
have medical issues. Also, make sure everyone in your house knows how to text. Check backup batteries for all your phones and fully charge cell phones, batteries, and rechargers. Sign up to receive mobile phone alerts. Back up and print out important personal data. You might buy a battery-operated, solar-powered, or hand-cranked radio or portable TV to monitor news. Start preparing today. For more info, go to fcc.gov/emergency.
KHOW News Time, 103.
A man is dead after a shooting at a house party in Aurora. Police called to the area of East Mexico Avenue and East Oregon Drive around
Really
1
good
a.m.
comes out of
yesterday
something called
after
a house
reports of a
party.
man lying on the
Never
road.
heard about
The man
that.
died after being taken to the hospital. Police say he attended a house party less than a mile from where he was found. This neighbor spoke with Fox 31.
It seemed like a couple hundred cars. I mean, the whole
blocks, all these blocks here with silver cards, and a lot of screaming around, a lot of yelling and screaming. It was all high school kids.
Multiple shots were fired, but no other injuries were reported. Investigators still working to identify possible suspects. Colorado Task Force 1 has finished its primary search operations along the Guadalupe River in Kerr County, Texas, following deadly flash floods earlier this month. The team, made up of members from 23 Colorado fire agencies, will now focus on hard-to-reach tributaries and remaining search targets. At least 135 people were killed in the floods. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic from the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
Pretty calm start to the afternoon drive. I-25 north and southbound back from Henry Street, Lee County. Did have a crash up near the Fulton area on I-25 southbound. Looks like that's been all through Union County Highway. DIA I-70 eastbound some stopping, no traffic on the interchange to Community Boulevard northbound. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. On the north end, E470 northbound, a road work in the right lane between 120th and I-76 with traffic on Mark Twain.
I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on an upcoming episode. That's the Taking a Walk podcast with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Keep listening for your chance to win $1,000.
So happy about that, believe me.
Every hour, weekdays, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. With up to 9 chances a day to win $1,000.
That is crazy.
On Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Sponsored by Maverick.
Hey, the Maverick Nitro card will save you 10 cents on every gallon of fuel.
10 cents off, huh?
Yep, 10 cents or more. Head into Maverick and pick up your Nitro card. It's linked to your bank account, safe and secure.
It's Henry Brett's with Excel Roofing. If your home was in a hail or windstorm, you should call Excel Roofing first. We'll let you know if you have damage and if you should file a claim. 303-761-6400. Excel is Martino's favorite roofer. Honest inspections, no cancellation fees. You don't pay a cent until you're content. 303-761-6400. ExcelRoofing.com.
You don't want to miss Brew Fest 2025 at Rock and Roll Brewery. Saturday, August 2nd. Advance tickets at rockandroll.beer.
God, that asshole hasn't called in.
Only 75 tickets will be sold. Get a VIP all-access pass. Includes Famous Dave's barbecue dinner, a big t-shirt, and more. You could win a new Thunder Strike and a free car. Don't miss Brew Fest 2025 at Rock and Roll Brewery. Saturday, August 2nd. Get your tickets at rockandroll.beer. Hurry before it's sold out.
We grow your own natural hair with Advanced Hair Summer Sales Event. AdvancedHair.com.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this
nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. That's pay. Enter it now at khow.com. Keep listening to win on 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off. Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. Our number is 303 Martino for 24/7 access to help, information, and referrals. If you call 303-627-8466, you will get through and either leave a message or you find us live. Either way, you will have access to the show and all the help we represent to you. So, welcome to the show today. I have Bob Logan with us from PlumlineServices.com, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. We'll talk to him in a minute here. We were talking about how they don't do condominium work because of the problem with HOAs and joint management companies and basically meshed systems. Your plumbing's part of a larger plumbing system. Very seldom is a condo segregated by itself. Although, Bob, there are condos that have water heaters. Yes. Right? And so water heaters, can they be replaced in a condo? But you won't even do that.
We won't do that. No, I mean,
because
yes, water heaters, heating and cooling systems, a lot of those are segregated. But but we don't, we had to make a decision a long time ago. Are we going to be all in or all out? We don't want to tell a client, we'll do this part of your business.
Does that include a duplex?
Business. We will do duplexes. We'll do even townhomes if they're single-story townhomes.
And they're totally segregated.
Correct. So they could be side by side, but if everything's totally segregated, then we'll take care of them. But condos, apartments, we consider those commercial businesses, and we got out of the commercial business about 7 years ago.
But I think a lot of companies are doing it. A lot of them
Getting out?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, and we talked about book pricing, and someone wants to know, is the book pricing different for different areas of the country? Do you know? Because you guys have companies. I mean, obviously, you price according to market or not?
We price according to market, and Plumline's just here locally in Arvada, Centennial, and Loveland. So we serve from Castle Rock up to Fort Collins,
right,
and everything in between. All the pricing is the same in all those areas.
Okay, but book pricing is going to be different. Somebody wanted to know if they all use the same pricing book. In other words, other companies?
Every company, they might use the same software or the same platform to come up with their flat rate prices, but depending on what goes into it. So for example, if you have different labor rates or different markup on materials, all those will affect the flat rate price. So it's going to change not only from market to market, but even if some of my competitors here locally are using the same software system, they might have double the labor rate.
Okay. Now, earlier we talked about a ring that was available from a guy that got jilted. She said, hell no. He has a ring, retail around $3,000. He will take anything he can get. I put a picture up earlier in the show. If you want to go back and look at it, if you're listening to the radio show and later on you want to go to YouTube and scan to the third hour and look at it, it's up on YouTube and it will remain there. And you can put a bid in, or not a price you're willing to pay, 1.5 carats of a companion ring for the wedding band, and it's probably the most perfect diamond because it's lab grown. Now, some people have a problem with that, others do not. By the way, and on the speaking of genuine versus fake, I was told that in some cases, the knockoffs are actually out the back door with a slight imperfection, and they're made by the same people that make the genuine ones. Or some companies even make the genuine ones and then make the knockoffs, and without the other brand knowing, and it's much of the same exact materials and the same exact people. I mean, that to me is an incredible thing. Dimitri, you were saying yes. Have you checked out?
No, I haven't checked out, but I'm not surprised. I mean, these diamonds are we still talking about diamonds?
Or knockoffs in general? Knockoffs.
Knockoffs. Oh, so I did look into knockoffs in general, and a lot of people will sell a knockoff and they'll say, hey, it's made in the same Chinese factory that makes iPhones. But my point is, it's not made to the same specifications, right? So just saying that something is made in the same factory doesn't mean it's the same product,
right?
Unless you're talking about those the cultured diamonds that we discussed earlier. Those are chemically indistinguishable from the natural ones.
Yeah.
So if they can be bought at a lower price, let's do it. I would definitely go for one of those.
Deandria, what's going on with you, Deandria?
So I went to it, and keep in mind, I look Hispanic in every way. I do not speak Spanish at all. But this Mexican restaurant that I frequent, because it's right by my job, and I went there on my lunch, and they were super busy, and I just signed my thing. But they charged me $30 for a quesadilla. And then when I called back and asked, why was the charge so excessive, I had my phone on speaker, and my coworker who speaks Spanish stated, well, she didn't say anything or ask anything when she signed. And I simply asked for a refund back or anything because I truly enjoy that restaurant. But no, nothing,
Okay, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know. Was there a price on the menu?
I didn't even. No, I know the price on the menu. It's $12.99.
Okay.
I go there all the time.
Then why were you charged $30?
I don't know why. He handed me the ticket. I was on my 30-hour lunch break. I just signed it and I left. Threw him a tip. And when I got to work and I looked at my ticket and I'm like,
wait, so you got one quesadilla and you were charged $30?
Yes. Correct.
And the menu price is $12.99.
Correct.
Now, why did you say in the beginning you look Mexican?
No, because I do, and they like assume. I don't know. Like they thought, like I knew their. I don't know.
Okay.
I apologize, but
no.
like,
I'm just curious why. I'm curious why you mentioned it. I was just curious.
No, because I get a lot of kickback, and I've gotten through extra security checks based upon my name. And when I've went to Mexico, and when I'm like, oh, I can't speak Spanish, and then I get treated a certain kind of way, a different kind of terrible way.
Okay, so anyway. You were charged $30. That's a very simple matter. If you took your receipt back to the restaurant, showed them the menu,
which I did,
and you showed them what you were charged, did they adjust it?
Not at all.
What did they say to you? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You showed them the menu.
They offered. Yeah, and they only offered me another quesadilla. And I told them, I was like, with my initial complaint, the quesadilla you even provided me with was crap.
Oh, God.
I don't want another one. I just want my money back.
You have a right to get your money back. Why don't you just dispute it with your credit card?
That's probably what I'm going to do next. But I just want people to know that go to that restaurant. At least have somebody who speaks Spanish or knows something.
What's the name of the you didn't give the name of the restaurant. What restaurant is it?
Oh, I did. Can I spell it, please?
Yeah.
Because I can't pronounce it.
Go ahead.
It's Fritangas Mexican restaurant.
Fritanza?
And they're kind of a little franchise. Yeah. So they have one in Aurora, which is the one that I went to. Yeah, and then they have one in Thornton, and I believe they have another one somewhere else.
I'm not getting anything on that spelling.
I got
Fritanga.
It's Fritanga. Fritanga is what you're talking about. Okay, I got that.
Yeah, like I don't know how to say it.
Okay, it's Fritanga.
Tandra, does it sound like maybe you got somebody else's ticket? And you just paid it
No,
without
I
saying
have
anything?
my own ticket. It has my card number on it.
And does it say?
Has my handwriting where I said cash tip
does it say what you're being
$5.
charged for? So like one quesadilla, $30, or does it say?
Yeah. What is the receipt? What does the receipt actually say?
Yeah.
Real quick, did you eat the entire quesadilla?
I would. Why not?
She didn't
I
like it.
didn't even take but 2 bites of it. And keep
Okay.
in mind, I was on my lunch break. I went there to pick it up. I took it back to work. I looked at my ticket, looked at my food. My food looked terrible. I saw my price point, and then I called them immediately.
Okay. Well, they have all of their prices here, and it's pretty easy to see. So if they overcharge you, are you looking at their menu?
I bet the receipt does not say one quesadilla, $30.
I guarantee you the receipt says something
No,
else.
all it shows is ticket clerk ID David. Credit.
I'm seeing
sale, it
quesadillas
shows
for
the amount.
$7.50. I'm not even seeing the $12.99. Oh wait, the chicken quesadilla is $15.95.
$15.99. I was off by 3.
And so they charge you for
It's like
2.
he charged
This
me.
reminds me Marc Mager's story
And
about
like-
his $68 fajitas.
What is that?
He went to some restaurant in
Oh, my
Parker,
goodness.
ordered one serving of fajitas, and got charged $68.
When was it? When did he talk about that?
Oh, he talks about it all the time.
Well, anyway, I personally can't believe. Now, hold on let me finish. That you went there and said, "Here's my receipt. I bought a quesadilla and was charged $30, and on the menu it's
And this was
$15.95.
after 2 phone calls. And this was after 2 phone calls with speaking with floor managers.
Okay, I want to see a copy of your receipt. We're going to call them. I want to call them.
I will gladly tell me where to send it.
Okay.
Sandra, what do you actually
I want to see. Get a. Tell her where to send it, Kachina, off the air. What were you going to ask?
So Deandra, if I understand her call correctly, she actually has 2 issues. One is she was overcharged, but then she also says that the quesadilla sucked, and she feels like she doesn't have to pay even the correct price for it. So
Yeah,
is
but
that right, Deandra?
Yeah, she should pay the right price. Whether that's a good question. Do you have a right to withhold payment on something that
No,
sucks?
it is both. But I wouldn't even be tripping if my food was bad. I would eat that. But just for the fact that I was overcharged,
I think that's
is
what put a bad taste in her mouth. No pun intended. I mean, it did.
So now they did offer. So just to play devil's advocate here, they did offer
a second quesadilla,
second free quesadilla, but Deandra turned it down,
and she has every right to, right?
Oh, of course. Why did you
Yeah,
turn it
I
down?
didn't
Because
want
because you forecast that the
Because
second
of
one is
the
going to
poor
suck even worse.
Customer service.
Uh-huh.
No, it was just the poor customer service, and for the fact that I had 2 floor managers tell me that I can get my money back, and then I walked over there in my only 30 minutes for the day.
I would love one of our people.
No,
This is what I would really love. I would really love one of our people to take the receipt with her. First, send us the receipt. If it says what you say, I would love to have somebody walk over there with you.
What? In my quesadilla.
No, not to order. Walk over there with the receipt and her and say, why isn't she getting her money
But the
back?
receipt doesn't say one quesadilla.
I don't know what it says. We don't know what it says. We have to look at it. Okay, we got more coming up right after this. Let's figure out what the damn receipt says. Get it off the air, Kachina. We'll look at it.
You're great at protecting your own personal information.
What if the receipt is just the total bill amount?
I don't know. We gotta jump off that bridge when we get to
how
it.
you're
Yeah.
There's lots
Let's
of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code Beck at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
You know, I have 2 attorneys here. One I hope you never need, Joe Lazzara. He is a criminal defense attorney, but if you do need someone, definitely call Joe. He's one of the few that'll talk to you up front. Free legal advice. He's not going to try to slam you. He'll give you the advice you need when you need it. He'll also then price out your case with a flat rate so you'll know the price up front going in. You won't be nickeled and dimed every time you call him. 303-429-6200. For the rough time in your life, Lazzara, Lazzaralegal.com, or find him at referralist.com, or call him at 303-429-6200. The other attorney I hope you use all the time for all real estate issues, that is Brad O'Brien and his team at O'Brien Legal Services, or otherwise known as OLS, O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. Whether you're coming up on a closing, you're doing a special financing deal, or you're a landlord trying to navigate the new waters of being a landlord, 720-370-7388 for any and all real estate issues. 720-370-7388. Yep, this menu is clearly priced. Hey, Kachina, I want to see that damn receipt as soon as possible. I can't believe what she's telling us.
I figured it out.
What?
$15.95 for the quesadilla, $4 for to-go order service fee, $5 for tax, and $5 tip. That's $30.
Is it really? Okay, no. Okay, I'm watching you here, thinking you're serious.
Put $100 on it right now. Our receipt doesn't say anything about one case.
Oh, I guarantee you. Yeah.
So Malcolm Jamal Warner died. He's a good actor. I loved him in the medical drama. Which one was it? He was really. He was only 54. He died. Damn it. Yeah. He just died from it was drowning.
Are you looking for the best in dental implants and full arch reconstruction? Precision oral surgery and dental implants in Thornton Hills.
He actually turned out to be a pretty good actor, but he didn't have any really good parts.
Certified oral and maxillofacial surgeons Dr. Ballinger and Dr. Burnham are here for you. Visit us at 12880 Colorado Boulevard, Suite.
The Resident, he was in The Resident, he was really good. That's where I liked him the most.
What'd you say his name is?
The guy is Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was very impressive. He was on the Cosbys, but he was very impressive on The Resident as he got older.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Just so you know, my parents, when they went to London, bought my sister and I Burberry hats. They were about $600 each.
Yeah.
And in the Philippines, when because Adam's been there like 6 times, he went to the mall and they had the same exact Burberry hat, and you could not see anything. And he basically bought one for my daughter, and he paid $40 cash. That was it.
Did it say it was a Burberry?
Oh, yeah. Everything's on it. It just has a really little flaw that whoever the buyers are, they disregard them and they say, no, we're not going to have this in our shops. And then they just offload them to these peddlers, basically. And then they go to this mall and you can get anything there. I told you, Tag Heuers, Rolexes, Fitbits, Burberry coats, whole thing. Whole 9 yards. Chanel.
Cool. We're getting a lot of bent out of shape condo owners. Yeah,
And they also give you the carrying cases. You know, the carrying cases
Yeah.
for like the dust cases for like
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton and stuff. Yeah.
Who do they call?
Same kind of thing.
Who do they call then? Do they live in a condo, I wonder?
I think Total Plumbing.
Advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Keith wants to talk about homeowners insurance. Keith, what's going on with you and how can we help you,
Yes, hi,
Keith?
Tom.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Yes. Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's happening with homeowners insurance?
So I recently just bought a home. Been there about 3 months. In this last storm we just had, I had a basement get flooded. It actually filled my windows up, had 2 egress windows bust out, and I had over 6 inches of water in the basement. I was out of town when this happened. Well, anyway.
Where did the water, where did the water come in? Keith, where did the water come in?
Yeah, so the water looks like it came from up the road. Looks like
No, what I mean, and where did it come into your house? Through the windows?
Yeah, it came in through the window wells, and also kind of there was so much water, there was some coming up underneath as well.
Okay, keep going.
And so anyways, I contacted my insurance company about it. They're going to send an adjuster out. The adjuster hasn't been there yet, but I started my own mediation on there. Well, I started looking, like I said, keep in mind, I just bought this home 3 months ago. I started looking through my disclosures to see if there's any mention of any type of flooding on this property or known flooding, regardless of the severity of it, and nothing was listed. So if buying the home, if I would have known it's in an area prone to flooding, which apparently it probably is, I would have gotten flood insurance, and I wouldn't be in a situation I'm in
Well,
right
hold
now.
on a
So
second. First and foremost, Keith, hold on. First and foremost,
Yeah.
you may not have gotten flood insurance. Maybe you would have, maybe you wouldn't have. But what I'm saying is, it depends on, well, no, I can see where you'd buy it. I understand. I was just thinking if it's in a prone zone, it would be very expensive. But it would be your prerogative to buy it. But here's what I need to ask. Under the water intrusion and surface water and all the water disclosures, does it say do not know or does it say no?
There's no response. They did not, they did not disclose any of that.
I'm asking another, I'm going to ask it again. The disclosure statement does not allow for a non-response. It's either yes, no, or do not know.
It says no.
Okay. If it says no, and then you can, if you can show, I want to give you some reality, okay? A dose of reality here. If it says no, you have to do research.
Sure.
And and see if they knew. If they knew about it, they could be liable for some losses here, okay? But I'm going to tell you that the litigation and investigation and hiring of experts will cost you more than it's going to fix it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just giving you reality, Keith. I mean, it'll cost you more to do it.
Like what? Gotcha.
I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it.
Do you think it'll cost more than?
Here's what I think, and I tell people this from apps. I tell people this. I tell people this from experience, Keith. Listen carefully. Our phones are overlapping for some reason. Here's the bottom line. To go to court, any court, at any time, and to literally get to court is going to be $50,000. Now, I don't care what anyone says, it's going to be $50,000, okay? Especially with a case like this. I know this from absolute experience. I don't know what it's going to cost to fix your basement. I am not telling you to investigate. You should investigate because you might find something obvious. For example, you might find that someone was there already and had to pump water out. You might start asking the neighbors, have they ever seen a disaster restoration company? You might call around to see if ever there was anything. But here's the deal. If they never had a problem like that before, there was nothing to disclose. If they did have a problem and they said no, then they do have liability. So if it's easy for you to prove, go after it. But I don't know how you prove it other than doing a lot of legwork.
Okay.
So here's the deal. How much will it cost?
I gotcha.
Or can it even be corrected? I don't even know what you would have to put in a really, really good French drain around the house. His phone is for some reason he's hearing me about 6 seconds later.
I had a contractor out, kind of looked at things, started.
Yeah, and it's impossible.
Can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, put him on hold. It's impossible to hear him. Either reestablish connection. We have a tiny delay, but with him it's 5 seconds. We can't carry on a meaningful conversation. So if he wants to listen, he can listen. If he wants to reconnect, let's reconnect. But here's the bottom line for anyone when you're going after a non-disclosure. You have to do more than say, wait a minute. The disclosure says no problem. And I had a problem. You got to go way beyond that. You have to show that the homeowner knew they had a problem. So the way you do that is by talking to neighbors, talking to local companies, and seeing, did they have people come out and suck out water? Did they have a disaster mitigation company? Did they ever do a previous insurance claim? There are so many ways to check, but it may not be forthcoming. You may not hit the company that's been out there in the past. You may not be able to prove it. And if you can't prove it, then don't go after it. It's got to be easy to prove, or you're talking about a $50,000 job here for non-disclosure. At minimum, with engineers and attorneys and depositions and discovery, my God, there comes a time in life where, you just got to do the best you can. And sometimes the choice is not to go after the other party. So you have to decide that for yourself. But start your homework and see what you find. There might be something obvious. We had one case where this happened, and a person was able to find, a neighbor said, wait a minute, they had whatchamacallit out there doing work, and then he called that company. And there's no confidentiality like with a doctor. You call the company and said, I just bought this house. What work have you done on this house? Bob Logan with Plumline Services, he wasn't involved in this. Buddy. I want to ask, I'll ask Bob coming back, what if somebody called about a house, what he would do. We got more right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
From the Superstar Car Wash Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Taking a Walk Podcast.
What is Good news on the north end of town. A recent accident, I-25 southbound approaching 84th, has been all cleared up. We're still seeing some slow traffic as things return back to normal. Should be a few minutes, and we're seeing intended speeds on I-25 southbound towards the downtown area. Heading far northeast, we've got some road work on I-470 northbound between I-76. Right lane closure. Be on the lookout for some minor stop and go. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
I'm Buzz Knight, the host of the Taking a Walk podcast, and join me with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on an upcoming episode. That's the Taking a Walk podcast with Fitz from Fitz and the Tantrums on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I love excellent companies to endorse, and I endorse Excel Roofing, EXCEL. Never is a consumer put at risk, ever. No other roofer can say that. When they sign a contract with you, they don't ask for your insurance check. They don't ask for a cent until you're content. Excel, EXCEL, as in excellent, excelroofing.com. Again, you have no cancellation fees as well if you change your mind and go with another company or do anything else, because they know they have to earn your business each and every day. excelroofing.com. A company I have used myself on my homes. 303-761-6400. Gravina's another excellent company. More than 65 years in business. Larry started with his dad and then broke off on his own, I believe, in the 70s. And his son is Nick now is joining him. Gravina's has the greatest windows. They say that because they have 50 lines of windows. You know what? Beware of companies that offer one line only and can't really give you variety. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding and doors to beautify your home, make it more energy efficient with great value. That's 303-GRA-VINA. 303-GRA-VINA.
I know it's coming because I hear like one-sided conversations that Adam has with people, and he's like, yes, I have to take Kelly to the
place.
Doctor. And I'm like, So I'm figuring it's like probably the 13th of August, around there.
Unlock your body's natural healing power. I know it works because QC Kinetics saved my neck. Pain gone, full mobility restored. And it's long term. I've had full mobility for more than a year now. So this is your ticket to a pain-free life. Don't waste another day in pain. Call QC Kinetics now at 303-900-8986 for your free second opinion and discover how this breakthrough treatment can transform your life. Schedule today in either Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, or Colorado Springs with just one phone call. 303-900-8986. Your pain-free future starts right now. That's 303-900-8986.
I mean, the fact he's got so many calls to make. He's got to make a call to Ryan. Then he's got to make a call to Alexa. Then he's got to make a call to Suzanne. And all of this is supposedly behind my back. Like, okay, I get it. I understand. I have a phobia. So I don't know. But that's my guess. It's like the 13th, 14th, or 15th, around there. I only know when he hands me Valium after I eat the night before. All right, here you go. Take some pills. And then Valium the morning of. And then the special pills that put me absolutely out of it. It's a horrible existence. Never have a phobia.
But she hates the pain, so she called Rhino Shield. After having the house painted with unusual house paint.
This is the guy that hates Tom.
Who?
The guy from Rhino Shield. Remember when he called and he like yelled at you?
Rhino Shield?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't remember that?
Not really, no. But that's terrible.
We had
he was upset at the situation, not at Tom.
Yeah. Because basically,
caller called and complained. You had him on.
Motorhome.
He was upset.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Brazilian butt lift.
Okay.
I'm looking at it on somebody's website who called and asked me about it.
Well, that's an interesting, declaration.
Do you know there's male breast reduction?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's going to talk to Dimitri about that, you or me?
I'm going to need it.
Case is worth. Callfuller.com. Hey, Tom Martino here. Keith, do you have any questions about your homeowner's insurance and this thing? Are they going to cover everything, by the way?
I'm sorry, are they going to what?
Are they going to cover this, your homeowners?
No, they're not, because I didn't have flood insurance.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
I'm not kidding. No. So I've lost just the basement. We just finished the basement. That's a whole nother story I called your show about with permitting. Some issues there, but maybe we talk about that another time. I've lost personal with refinishing the basement, plus what I had down there, over $150,000.
Oh my God! It might be worth going after.
I had a contractor come out there. They're thinking with building a berm wall, a drainage ditch, and everything. I'm looking probably anywhere between $180,000 to $260,000 to mitigate that property.
Oh.
Here's where this all comes from, Tom. These people lived in this home for 9 years. Whenever it rains, water comes into that basement. According to the safety flooding and considering adverse material facts for the state of Colorado, specifically for sellers must disclose past flooding, any instances where the property has experienced flooding, regardless of the cause or the severity.
Well, I'm not doubting that, Keith. I'm on your side. I agree with you. But just saying that, you can't go into court and say, well, every time it rains, it comes in. It must have come in. Talk to neighbors. That's another thing. Neighbors will be a valuable source to you. Here's another thing. You can call the building department and ask them if the history of permits pulled on that property. For all you know, they had a permit pulled to mitigate this in the past. There are things you can do. Listen, I think you got to do with that much money. My God, 200 grand. You need to look into this. Now, I was going to ask Bob, if people call and ask for a history on an address, do you have a problem giving it if they're buying it or own it?
No, not at all. If they're considering buying it, and we might talk to the homeowner first, but no, it's.
But if
it's
they
the
own it,
property.
or
It's not the, people call us all the time. We say, yeah, we installed the furnace there, we installed the water heater, whatever the case might be. We've done the work there. I don't see any problem with that.
Neither do I. There's no HIPAA when it comes to housing.
Tom, Brian Burns from Compass Insurance says there's some kind of a database that insurance companies use to access prior insurance claims.
That's Clue.
And even inquiries.
Right.
Do you think Brian could ethically and legally access this database with this man's address and see what the history is?
Can we call Brian and see? That's a good idea, Dimitri.
Thank you.
Let's call Brian Burns over at Compass. I want to know how consumers can access the Clue report of past insurance claims. Keith, remember now, here's what I think you got. I mean, you really do have an issue. How long ago? Did you close 3 months ago?
Yes.
Have you done anything so far? Did you contact the broker or the prior owner?
I have not. The only thing I contacted was my insurance company. So we caught it the first time it started flooding, the first rain we had there. This last rain we had, we were actually out of state, so I couldn't do anything about it and came back to 6 inches in the basement.
Again, if there's a cheaper way to mitigate it, you're obligated to go with the most economical, okay? Meaning sump pump, blah, blah, blah. But that's neither here nor there. You would have a good case if they truly answered no. They did not answer did not know. They answered when it came to flooding or water, they said no. Is that right?
It says no.
Wow. And
there's a lake that forms behind.
Wow. Did you talk? I want you to talk to the neighbors privately and say, look, sure. I'm having flooding. Do you ever have flooding? Do you know if the neighbors ever had flooding or anybody working over there? I'm just curious. People are, unless they became diehard friends, they might call them and say, look, this guy is probing. So what if they do? Sure. I'm trying to get an answer from Compass about the Clue report. Stay tuned. We got more coming up. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino.
Okay, what's your name, sir? Terry, Terry? Tary. Got it, Terry. Okay, hang on for me. We are not going to have enough time.
Consumers can go directly to Clue.
Oh.
You got to be a current owner. You're one free report a year. I didn't know about this. This is good. This is really good.
Oh, it's part of LexisNexis.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
They must give you a report. Keep this guy on. I got good information for him. We may not be able to get to Michaela. You called her, but I'm not saying, by the way, we won't, but it's possible. It's just...
Hello, how are you? I had just have some general questions on
We found out the answer, by the way,
for
but
homeowners. So hang on for me, and Tom will be right with you. Okay? Uh-huh. All right, so we're getting a little bit short on time. What is the best number to reach you just in case I need to put you on for tomorrow?
Listings that other agents just can't figure out. They won't just put your name on the MLS and cross their fingers. No way. They bring an aggressive, proven marketing strategy that targets the right buyers to get your home sold. And again, I know personally because Gabe helped me sell my home. And here's the game-changing guarantee: if your home
Right.
cannot sell,
I
Gabe
gotcha.
will buy it at a price that you
All right. Hang on for me. We still might get to you. Just in case, I will come back to you if we run out of time, okay? Hello, Keith. Is that all the questions you have? We do have our expert on, so he's going to be able to come right after the break. So just hang on for me, okay? Uh-huh.
Better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke.
Hi, Michaela. Okay. We might be running out of time a little bit. What is the best number to reach you? Is this the best number to reach you? What I just called? Okay. I may have to call you tomorrow, okay? We're coming back. Hang on.
bleeding or antiphospholipid syndrome. While bleeding, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm wondering if working out even matters anymore for a while, or should I wait for the whole thing to be over?
No, keep going.
You think so?
Look how good it makes you feel.
Yeah.
What is peripheral neuropathy? Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and lower legs. Its major symptoms are numbness, burning, shooting pain, and balance issues. Can it be treated? It absolutely can in most situations.
I agree, unless it's making you feel worse.
Leaving it untreated can lead to serious complications. If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your hands or feet, or balance issues, call Front Range Medical Center for a nerve damage screening. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening, which includes consultation and evaluation, valued at $245. Call Front Range Medical Center at 720.
You know, it's amazing to me how Mercedes and BMWs, how they suck.
Yes. They suck big time.
Why do you say that?
They just do for the prices you pay. They used to be the coup d'etat, but they no longer really are. They aren't. They really suck.
They suck, or they just don't have that differentiator?
No, they suck. They start falling apart at 40,000. Yes.
I have Brian.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Fastest 2 hours in talk radio.
Tell Keith to just listen.
The clutter and wash out the white noise of the mainstream media. The only missing ingredient is you. Join me each day of the work week, starting at 2 here on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Brian Burns with Compass Insurance Group. Free insurance checkups always at 303-996-9000. Brian, we answered our own question. I was going to have you on to ask you, how do consumers get a copy of a clue report? And I found where they are entitled to one free clue report on a property per year.
Through ChoicePoint or LexisNexis?
Right. And I want to ask you something.
To get a copy of it.
Yeah, I want to ask you something. And that is, what does Clue show?
So CLU it stands for Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange. And so what it's showing you is for autos, any kind of claims made through your insurance company. And on the home, exactly the same thing, but for homes. So if you made a claim on the home, the insurance companies report to this centralized system.
So really, it can tell you a lot. Like this guy that bought a house that had water problems, he can find out if there was ever a report made on that.
Yeah, because the CLU actually pulls claims based off of the individual you're running it for, along with the actual residence itself. Now, you are dependent on an insurance company reporting, which most do, but there are some of your smaller insurance companies out there that don't report to CLU. So it's not 100% guarantee, and it's only if they make the claim, not if there's damage or if they had, problems with their house and they just paid for it on their own. It's not going to show anything there.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it. 303. Well, I'm not going to give up the number now because we're toward the end. Keith, listen, you got to pursue this and let us know what you find. But go to LexisNexis and get a copy of that CLU report. Terry, let's talk about a possible scam, you say. What's going on?
Yeah, both my girlfriend and I, 2 weeks apart, got an email or a text message saying that we have violations that we need to pay.
Yes.
And
yes.
The first dead giveaway was the phone number on the text message was some bizarre phone number, but it says you're going to be, your license is going to be revoked. And it gives a Colorado code 15C-16.003.
Right, it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Listen, there are so many tech scams going on. It's hard to keep track of them. There's also scams now going on with people putting phony QR codes up. They're sticking QR codes over things. And it's their own QR code that actually diverts payment to them if you're doing it for parking or anything else. And it's just a scam going on.
Yeah, and people should look at the phone number from the text message because it's a bizarre phone number. It just doesn't make, it's not a U.S. phone number.
So, by the way, you're lucky you found this out. I'm not lucky. You're smart. You're smart. I mean, I'm glad you found it out, and it's what you should do. I mean, by the way, because I'm telling you, it's the kind of thing that is happening all over the damn place. So you're right.
Just don't click on just don't click on the bottom of the email because I'm sure that gets you in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, and thank you very much for letting us know that because you're absolutely right. Back to Plumbline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. We were talking about a lot of things. And by the way, Compass Insurance Group, again, 303-996-9000. Somebody wants to know, are there any tax credits for high-efficiency units of any kind when it comes to HVAC? Bob Logan, plumlineservices.com.
There is. There's a federal tax rebate right now for $2,000.
Really?
Which, yes. But
$2,000 toward the cost of a high-efficiency system.
Correct. But in addition to that, Excel has some amazing rebates. So when you couple those together for a single system, you could save up to $9,000.
Wait a minute. Are you kidding me?
Nope. It's depending on the size of your system that you have in your house, or if you have multiple systems, there's no limit to how many systems you can get the rebate on. But but typically when you have more than one system, the smaller systems don't qualify.
Be straight with me. Do companies tend to raise prices a little when somebody's getting $9,000 in rebates?
I would imagine some do. Yes, our prices are consistent.
You will absolutely subtract $9,000 if they qualify for those.
No, we won't subtract $9,000.
No.
You qualify for the
That's what I mean.
That's correct.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway, that's Bob Logan, plumlineservices.com. You can also call 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. It's important that you know you can call 303-MARTINO 24/7 for help information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
You're clear, buddy. See ya.
Thank you, bro. See ya.